Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Wrestling is Cool podcast. I'm one half of your host, Santi. We have Sancho back from Hollywood, back from being better than all of us. Welcome back down to earth, my man. How was vacation?
It was fantastic. Hanging out at the resort, enjoying the libations, as they say, enjoying the sun, getting a little bit of a tan. You know what's amazing, though? Still keeping up with wrestling. I don't get enough kudos for keeping up with wrestling while I was out and about gallivanting along the sandy beaches of the West Coast. And it's so awkward to be in the West Coast because you're just behind everything. It's like,
yeah, I experienced that a couple of months ago in a work trip to LA. And yeah, like Raw isn't on at the regular time that you expected to be on.
No.
If you're on social media, you get yourself spoiled for what's about to happen. So then you have to get creative and find like an illegal stream to be able to watch it at the same time as everybody.
VPN.
Of course. Is that any more legal?
That's true. Who knows?
I actually don't know. I legitimately don't know. We don't have a VPN sponsor, but if we did,
One day.
One day. Sancho, I'm glad to have you back, man. I'm just
Am I unsuspended? You suspended me.
You are
yeah.
Look, Listen, you went Hollywood on me. I may have overreacted.
You did. You cut my pay.
But then you overreacted by telling everyone that I was, and I quote, taking food out of my kitties' mouths. All right, making everybody believe that I'm out of here trying to starve your children.
I love that he's Slater here. He's Slater. It's for the kids, my kids.
Pizza. What's your verdict on pizza? Are you more of a pizza chain, national chain, or like a local ma and pa pizza joint?
We kind of skirted this topic before, and I want to put people on this. And you made fun of me because you said I was bougie. I'm like a bougie cat, I said you got to put fingerling potatoes on pizza with ricotta cheese. Nah. Potatoes with soft bacon, not crispy bacon, soft bacon with the ricotta cheese with a little sausage.
Who
Delicious.
are you?
I'm a bougie cat.
No, you know what? I have a question for you. How dare you? Who do you think you are trying to bastardize the beauty that is pizza? Every Italian listener, by the way, now, mamma mia, is not okay what you just said.
Nah. Let me put the Italian people on blast. All right, strap in. We're starting early. All right,
we're going after the Italians.
We're going in right now. All right, I'm about to Bowser this entire thing. I went to Italy and I was so excited to go into the homeland of pizza, so to speak. And I get there and I get in there late, and I travel a train. It's been a long travel day. It's 11 p.m. I'm like, dude, let's order pizza. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be so good. I order it. It arrives like 40 minutes. It takes a long time. All right. The pizza guy opens the door and he's like. And he just literally shoves the pizza in my hand and just refuses to take like proper change. He gives me the incorrect change and he's trying to run out the door. I'm like, no, you gave me the wrong change. This does not add up. And he's just like, no, take it. I'm like, oh, okay. I open up the pizza box, Santi, and it is a big ball of pizza as if it fell out of his little Vespa. And it went onto the ground. It had rocks in it. It had grass in it. And I was so upset.
No way. You have to be exaggerating.
No, I swear to you. He ran out of there like a bat out of hell, and I was trying to figure out what happened. And
this guy conned you. He conned you.
And he was gone. And I was too late and I was too tired to deal with it. But that is my experience. And one day I want to go back to Italy and they have one chance to redeem themselves.
I'm trying to put myself in the brain of that guy when he obviously dropped the pizza. Bullets. Yeah, he's probably like shit.
He was just like so quick to get me out the door, like to close the door and leave. He was just like, no, take it, no, take. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, hey, American, we're coming up on top. Nah, man, my man was getting just blasting out of there. Dude, that's my pizza story.
But you can't blast the entire Italian populace because of this one idiot that dropped your pizza. All right,
I had to. That's my experience.
Wait, did you not try a different pizza place after that, or did you think that every restaurant was gonna drop your pizza on purpose?
It was like, is this how it's done here? Just ridiculous. No, I'll give him another shot. I love Italy. It's a beautiful country, and I love going through. Rome was amazing. Oh man, you got to go to Rome if you've never been to Rome. Being in a place that has so much history. 2,000 years ago.
Isn't that crazy? That they've got like historical places that are older than like 100 years old. I'm from the Toronto area. There's no history around here. I think like if you want like the richest history in Canada, you have to go to like Montreal to get something that's like a few hundred years old in terms of architecture. But then, you know, I'm in Portugal when I went to Germany. Man, it's like it's just crazy that these things from different eras exist still fully preserved. It's a thing of beauty. We have no history on this side of the world, brother.
One of my favorite quotes that I stumbled upon is that we're all here for like 100 years, and the amount of people that we're in this planet right now is the 100 years of experience altogether. Yeah, isn't it? Doesn't it feel so? You and I, we're experiencing Earth together.
Yeah, but somehow you're taking this 100-year stretch and you're ruining pizza. I'm going back to the ricotta cheese and disgusting fingerling potatoes on pizza. Brother, pepperoni? Have you ever heard of it? Have you ever heard of, bacon crumble? Have you thought of like just regular toppings? Ricotta, dude,
I'm sorry you have a palate of a 5-year-old.
It's a regular palate.
What do you want me to do? Pick off the little fingerling potatoes for you so you can just have a cheese pizza?
Don't order pizza with fingerling potatoes.
Explore your horizons, dude. This is coming from a John Cena fan. I understand. The pepperoni pizza of the WWE. John Cena. Go ahead.
The GOAT. You're admitting that pepperoni pizza is the GOAT.
What kind of pizza is Damian Priest? Let's bring it back to wrestling.
All right, look, if Damian Priest was a pizza, I mean, like, I feel like it's one of those odd pizzas, maybe like a pizza with avocado on it, a pizza that you're like, I don't know that I'm down with this weird pizza. But then maybe after enough times of eating it, you're like, maybe this isn't as bad as I originally thought. And I'm not advocating for avocado on pizza. All right. I'm just saying that was my experience just with avocado in general. So it's not really what kind of pizza Damian Priest is. I'm telling you what sort of food palette Damian Priest has been for me. Somebody that I didn't believe at first, but that in the long term became a delicious companion to all of my meals.
I'm out. I'm Mexican American. You're telling me you weren't down with avocado right off the rip?
I wasn't. It took me a second. I look, all right? Don't try and diminish my experience, my 5-year-old palate. It took a while. As a kid, I didn't like avocado. And then as I got older and older, it got a little bit more creative as to what to put avocado on. I started to refine my palate, and avocado became delicious, and it became something I liked. It became something I yearned for. And I think that that's the best representation of Damian Priest at the moment.
Okay, what was the match that put avocado over for you? What was the thing that, oh my God.
Yeah, that's fair. Avocado in soup.
So let's go ahead and talk about the next thing. No, you're right. Chicken soup with avocado.
It's good.
They call it caldo. You're right.
Delicia. What about Dom? In terms of pizza toppings.
Dom's sloppy. He dirty.
Oh, you think like Chicago style?
No, that's CM Punk. That's CM Punk.
Is he though?
Yes.
I don't know, man. When I think straight edge, I think like just a regular cheese slice.
No. See, CM Punk's different. He's Chicago-based pizza. It's different, but it's delicious. Did you ever have Chicago-based pizza?
I'm not from Chicago, but I've had deep dish before. It's not a pizza. It's a casserole.
Go ahead. Say that to CM Punk's face. See what happens.
I don't think that I think anyone with a brain, anyone that looks at a Chicago-style pizza pie that is a logical, rational person of thought, that doesn't want to just disagree for the sake of disagreeing would look at that and say, that's a casserole, brother.
What makes it a casserole? Just because it's just deeper than the pizza, that it has layers?
It's the fact that I can eat it with a spoon, that I could go into it with a ladle. All right. And I could pour it in a bowl, basically. It's a casserole. No, I don't. I'm saying that Chicago style pizza, I can literally put a ladle to it or a spoon and scoop out its inner workings and put it in a bowl and eat it that way. That's not pizza. That's a casserole, brother. Look it up. Google it.
You know what's underrated? Detroit style pizza. You ever had that?
What's special about it? Isn't it just like square cut?
It's square cut, but it's like the carrying cross of the pizza world. You know?
Oh, like just
very underrated.
Oh no. Oh, sweet. Schmookums. Oh, sweet summer child. What do you mean, bro? Bro, are you about to try and sit here and tell me that that Detroit style pizza needs to be on PLEs?
Nope. I haven't said anything. I'm just saying carrying cross. Just it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
my quota for carrying.
Welcome to the Wrestling is Cool podcast, the coolest wrestling podcast. You know what, though? I feel like last week we took longer to talk about wrestling. I feel like last week's episode, we were unhinged. I was tired. You were having power problems. You were getting hit by the Wyatt Six. Yeah. So I think this is probably our tamest start. 11 minutes to actually get to the podcast. That's not too bad. Welcome to the Wrestling is Cool podcast, the coolest wrestling podcast on the planet. Of course, you could be listening to this episode 3 days earlier than everyone else on the planet over on the Patreon, patreon.com/SantiZap. And this is one of your final reminders that once you get on the Patreon, you are automatically entered for our championship belt giveaway. Again, that's patreon.com/SantiZab. Not only do you get entered into the giveaway, not only do you get the podcast 3 days early, you get 5 Wrestling is Cool Match Club watch-alongs, matches that you yourselves get to vote on. You get the Raw reviews, you get the SmackDown reviews, and if you're counting, that's like 8 pieces of content per week. Far more content that I'm actually already uploading on the YouTube channel, which already gets daily content. It's just more content for those hardcore wrestling fans. Come check it out. I'm confident that if you even give the Patreon 1 month, that you're going to fall in love with it, just like the over 3,000 people that are over on the Patreon. It's getting crazy, man. Community's awesome over there.
We literally went from like, I don't know, was it like 400 to 3,000 in the span from January to WrestleMania? Like, it feels...
It's when The Rock started saying wrestling is cool, bro. We got that Rock rub. We got the final boss rub. Mama Sancho, Mama Santi. I'm gonna take your boys and I'm gonna make them famous with my saying wrestling is cool, cause it's gonna be Bloodline rules.
Cody did it for us too.
Well, oh yeah, he did say wrestling is cool. That's right.
He did.
That's right. People bring in signs to shows. You matter too. We had a sign today on NXT. We're getting into the hardcore crowd. Yeah. There was a wrestling is cool sign on NXT. We're getting into that. I'm getting pictures of people taking wrestling is cool signs to indie shows, which is so cool. So we're infiltrating the hardcore crowd, which I love to see.
And they can't take it away. My word of advice is don't put our logo. Like, you could use our logo because our logo doesn't have like a podcast mic on it. It's just stars, and it's a generic saying, but we all know what it means, you know.
Yeah. Bring your wrestling is cool signs. Don't bring up any Santi oil up signs. I don't know how they're not taking those away from you. I really don't. Sancho, Raw was in your neck of the woods. What gives, you fake fan? You didn't go? You phony poser. Why didn't you go?
A couple of things. I just came back from vacation, and a part of me was like, I really wanted to go. And if I wanted to go, I wanted to be honest, I wanted to be seen, because it'd be great to be seen. Because I saw your big old head at SummerSlam right next to the right post with the.
Did you see the vlog?
I did see the vlog.
It turned out pretty good, right? It turned out good.
Very good.
All right, your boy was grinding, getting all of those shots perfectly, telling kids beside me, like, I don't think that Tiffany Stratton's going to be cashing in because of Rizzi's X, Y, or Z.
Couldn't even go to the bathroom.
No.
Poor Santi. Ooh, too famous to go to the bathroom. Ooh, woe's me. All right.
It was hard, man. It was tough.
So two things. One, I wanted to buy a ticket for the front row, and it was $800. And I was like, that's a justified price. It's a once in a lifetime experience. I've never been front row for any kind of wrestling event. It was on the corner on that ring post, which we talked about. That I would love to be sitting there because all the entrances, and that part in Monday Night Raw where Damian shoots Dominic over the barricade, it was right front right there. I was like, oh, it would have been great to be right there in that moment. So anyway, but with fees, it would have came out to be $1,200.
Those fees, bro.
Dude,
those fees are highway robbery.
Dude, and at that moment, I'm like, dude, I could go 800, but another 400 for just fees? Too rich for my blood. So I didn't decide to do it. But at the same time, I didn't know the entire card at the time when I wanted to pull the trigger on the ticket. And more importantly, I don't know, man. I feel like Monday Night Raws could be hit or miss, and I didn't want to take a gamble on that price. Now, granted, I could have been anywhere. I could have sat high up, and I could have been in the middle bowl, which is the Moody Center. If you don't know, it's a pretty great arena for anywhere's a good seat. And if you looked at in the show, you saw these black curtains right where it goes drops down. It's basically a divot, a bowl, because they dug into the ground for the arena. So it has that unique experience. So those are one of the reasons. And plus, man, I like making content out of wrestling. I like reacting to it, and it felt kind of cool to be sitting at home, finally, so to speak, instead of not a hotel room, and just reacting to content. So, but the main reason was those fees, man.
Dude, those fees are ridiculous. And it's not even just for wrestling shows. Like I went to Copa America and the fees for that were just, it's like, bro, I could get another ticket with these fees. What are we doing here?
And you almost died.
I paid fees to almost die. All right.
Yep.
That's bad. That's not good. I will say, man, I don't like going to Raws and SmackDown. I really don't. Cause I feel like with PLEs and house shows specifically, they're there to entertain equal parts people at home and people in the arena. And of course, if it's a house show, it's literally just people in the arena.
I love house shows.
Yeah, house shows are actually the best live experience that you can get, in my opinion, and the best priced as well. But at least at PLEs, they also are trying to entertain the crowd as well as the people at home. I feel like Raws and SmackDown, as a member of the audience, you're just a live studio audience to make the experience of those watching at home better. The entire experience is tailor-made for TV. And you just paid exorbitant fees to just help make their experience better. I don't like going to Raws live. I don't like going to SmackDown lives. PLEs and house shows are where it's at for the live WWE experience, in my opinion.
And truthfully, Monday Night Raw, the only thing I would like to see is Judgment Day and the Wyatt Six. And the Wyatt Six weren't there on Monday Night Raw. I would have felt very gypped if the Wyatt Six, if I would have expected Bo Dallas to be there in the Wyatt Six and I did not get that experience. If it was a SmackDown, different story. Much more star power, I would say, behind the SmackDown. Get the possibility of a Roman Reigns, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes. Like that to me is worth the ticket to see the powerhouses there. I like the heavyweight title scene, but seeing Gunther and Randy not wrestle on a weekly, that to me, that's where I don't see the justification and the price. And that's another part of it is when it comes to weekly television, I feel a lot of the talent that are, once they get on the PLE level, Santi, they don't wrestle weekly television as much.
Not as much.
Like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
It is, I do think that is more of a relic of the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression era, where I know that they advertise, I think this is a great example, WrestleMania 40, The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes, advertised as the biggest tag team match of all time. But, Sancho, would you be shocked if I told you that on Raw in 2002, we had Stone Cold and The Rock team up against the NWO? Like, that, to me, is a bigger tag team match. And that just happened on Monday Night Raw. That's what we used to get. We did used to get the biggest stars regularly participating in ring in the Ruthless Aggression era and in the Attitude era. In fact, it would have been highway robbery to watch an episode of SmackDown or Raw back in the Ruthless Aggression era. This is what I can speak to, and have Triple H not have a match, or not have John Cena have a match, or JBL or Kurt Angle or Brock Lesnar. They were always competing in some way, shape, or form. And I think there is something to be said that they are holding their big guns a bit closer to their chests and letting those quasi superstars, the ones that have like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, like the Damian Priests of the world, like the Sami Zayns, be the one to carry the in-ring star power of the weekly shows. And yeah, that does suck to not have Randy Orton on a regular basis. When was the last time Gunther had a match on Monday Night Raw? Can't remember. It sucks.
Well, King of the Ring. Well, that was like the only time leading up to it.
Yeah, that's a long time ago, bro. This is a long time ago.
Long time ago for the internet. But that's the thing. Is the vice versa coming from the Attitude Era. I'm used to that kind of a card. Like, it's worth going to Monday Night Raw because you're going to see the big stars get involved. But and I know the comments are going to say something, and too. Well, I don't want them to get hurt. It's a lot of money to see someone get hurt for a meaningless weekly television, but isn't that the goal for Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, to be must-see TV?
So are you telling me that Xavier Woods and Karrion Kross aren't good enough to be carrying Monday Night Raw? Just a quick question. Just a yes or no. Just a
yes or no? It's a very nuanced question.
No. It's just a yes or no. It's just a yes or no. Is that not good enough to be like constantly
it is good enough.
To be main eventing Raw?
I did not say main eventing.
I'm asking.
Well, you changed the question mid-question. You said
answer the new question.
No, they're not main event worthy now.
Interesting. So if they can't even just main event a Raw,
well,
then you think they should be on a PLE?
Zach Morris timeout. We're not there yet in the story, okay? We're not even got to the first major pivotal node, which is Xavier Woods leaving the New Day.
You think that happens? I don't think so. I think it's a fugazi. It's a fugazi.
What's it for then? Like, what is this entire saga for? To get Kofi and Xavier realize that they're boys and then they should be together and they should realize communication is key? Is that what's happening?
Literally believe you just explained the next 4 episodes of Monday Night Raw with that sentence. I really don't think that there's a heel turn in play. I don't think that they break up. I think it is exactly what you just said. Literally to a T. I think it's, will they, won't they? Oh, Kofi, how could you not tell me? Xavier, how could you not trust me? Oh, no, let's go our separate ways. Just kidding. We're homies. We're back, and we take out Final Testicle. Promise you that's where it's going to be.
I feel like the entire kind of replay that this entire storyline is Daniel Bryan and the Wyatts. That's like the template, wouldn't you say? For what this would be. If Xavier Woods did join Final Testament, it'd be like now Kofi's trying to get Xavier to wake up, right?
Maybe. I don't even think that that's a proper one-to-one comparison blueprint, because Daniel Bryan never had anybody trying to wake him up. It was like the crowd trying to get him to snap out of it. So even then, I don't think that's a great comparison. I don't think there's a fantastic comparison in the past that I can think of. I think that's where the comments could come into play. But man, before that, I will say I don't like the use of the local enhancement talent for Odyssey Jones. I feel like Odyssey Jones bypassed that by sidewalk slamming former tag team champions, each of them being 300-pounders. I think we can get past the local enhancement talent squash.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He's a face, so it's a different kind of a squash. You can't just obliterate like a Braun Breaker. You don't want to obliterate someone named Whiny for no reason like that. But I wanted to tell you, and again, the people of the wrestling school community and anyone that is passing by, Santi, you've been excommunicado from this entire storyline. This train, brother, is not for you. You can think of all of a sudden your little reaction, be like, oh, okay, this is actually pretty good. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, Odyssey Jones, I really like that edition. No. You're not allowed. You could try it. No. You're not allowed.
Do you think I want to be on this train?
I think you do. You're eventually will. Yeah.
Brother.
You're gonna be sitting. Yeah. Eventually you would.
I'm on an airplane. I'm first class watching real good storylines. That's not it, man. You can be in the back of this cargo train that is the final testicle in the New Day.
Are you serious that no inkling in your loins wants to see Xavier Woods possibly go one-on-one against Kofi? Because that could happen.
I'm saying I want to see it. I do not believe that this is where this is going to go.
If it does happen, I'm telling you now, you're not allowed back on. I'm just telling you right now.
I've been banned entirely.
You are shunned from this. Almost shunned, my friend. You're not allowed to talk about it. If I see you post, if I see you react on Twitter, I want everybody out there to be like, no, Santi, you've been banned from this timeline. Get out. And
you know people will too. I'll try to say something and people are like, well, just send me an X like banned.
Man. Get up out of here. This guy's a phony.
Big old phony. Terror Twins. We have now Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest who are just running rampant on the new Judgment Day. And I wanted to ask you, because this is something that's been brought up a few times in my hot takes video. A lot of people sent this hot take in, so I think it's worthy of a conversation if so many people are wondering and asking the question. Is the new Judgment Day getting too easily clowned on by Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley? And look, I've got a couple of thoughts, so I'll throw them out there. It's not a crazy thought to think that two of the top baby faces, which I think Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest are, coming together.
Developing Damian.
Sure, developing Damian. I don't think it's crazy that they overcome a faction. We've seen it before. I mean, we literally have evidence of Randy Orton and John Cena teaming up together and beating the entire Monday Night Raw roster. That match exists, Sancho. So when two top babyfaces come together, this is pretty normal. Do I think it's ill-timed for not the new Judgment Day, because it's Carlito, Dominic Mysterio, he can take losses. It works with his character because he's so ridiculous. JD McDonough, he does his best work when he makes other people look good. My concern is Finn Balor. Finn Balor had some momentum after, the 7 years of agony and then another year waiting to become Backstabber Balor, as he called himself. And now he's just getting ragdolled and tossed around and running away from Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. I think it sucks, personally, that we're seeing Finn Balor in this position. But I do think that it's going to lead to big victories for Finn Balor in the new Judgment Day as we likely head into multiple sets of matches, whether it's obviously one-on-one Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, multiple variations of mixed tag matches. Maybe Jey Uso gets involved in this. Who knows? Obviously, there's still a lot of development to this story left, but I get people's hesitations with their immediate 1 week post SummerSlam treatment of this Finn Balor that I think all of a sudden people thought was just going to be like a flicked on switch a la Bronson Reed and was going to immediately be the top guy. I think that there's a lot of slow development left.
Well, that'd be interesting if it was Finn Balor doing the coup de grace to everybody like 6 times in a row.
That'd be cool.
Like if it was Finn taking out Seth Rollins.
That would have been sick. But
interesting.
That's not the world we live in. Hit me.
No, that's not the world. That's a different timeline. My question for you is, has ever the Judgment Day been affected by losses?
I think in the short term, we have a couple of instances of that. Like I remember when they were first originally formed with Edge and they were taking L's. We're like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden they flick a switch on for a while and they're the top thing. And then they start taking L's to Edge. WrestleMania 39, start taking L's to Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, failed cash-ins. And then they flick on a switch and they become the top thing on Monday Night Raw again. And then they go by the wayside for a little bit after Survivor Series War Games. If you remember, we're like, well, yeah, what are they doing with the Judgment Day now that they've lost Survivor Series War Games? They're kind of lost in the shuffle. Sure, they win tag titles, nothing really that serious. Rhea Ripley is world champion, but she seems to start to be separating from the Judgment Day. And then they pull the trigger at WrestleMania with Damian Priest and then this great storyline. So there is a lot of evidence of losses impacting the short-term aura, shall we say, of the Judgment Day. But in the long term, they always come out on top.
Boom. And that's what's going to happen.
I agree.
Well, both Damian and Rhea are kind of just being lulled into this. And all of a sudden, I don't think it's going to happen at Bash in Berlin. I think people are excited to see what kind of a tag team is the Terror Twins, and I think that's going to be their coming out party. They're going to dominate Dom and Liv, and I think that's what, I popped for the Riptide on Dominic Mysterio. I thought, whoa, that's going to be exciting to actually see him get Riptide. So they're laying the groundwork for a lot of these instances, like Liv getting power bombed through the commentary table. So all that the people are wanting to see, and just like Triple H, he always holds on to that last moment and then flips the card over. So I'm expecting that, again, Finn Balor is going to be the toughest opponent for Damian. Like, yes, Finn Balor's running away, but it's not a Solo Bloodline type of situation where Solo took a lot of unnecessary bumps. Solo looked a lot weaker in those instances where the Bloodline would clash with Kevin Owens and things of that sort, and Cody Rhodes and Randy. So it's not that dire of a situation. I don't think Finn Balor is the same as Solo Sikoa. Finn Balor has lots of experience. Finn Balor has that prestige, has that reputation from New Japan and the Bullet Club to be able to turn things around. And like you said, Santi, there's going to be that moment where he flicks a switch and the Judgment Day are going to be uber serious, and there's going to be someone you're not going to be messed with because either they're going to take out Damian or they're going to take out Rhea.
What about Dominic Mysterio? How do you see him fitting into this? Because obviously, I think the big payoff is him getting finally riptided by Rhea Ripley. Like you could feel the buzz when she was about to do it, and they took that away from us. So that to me is like, that's going to be a major point in this storyline when it eventually happens, whether it's a Bash in Berlin or somewhere further out. If I have my way, it doesn't happen at Bash in Berlin. We keep kind of waiting for that moment a little bit longer. But I'm curious about your thoughts on Dominic Mysterio's motivations on backstabbing Rhea Ripley, because there are some thoughts that have been shared online. What did you think of his overall motivations in general?
Wait. Why are you acting like I'm at a press conference here? Why are you acting like I'm... You are Dominic stan number one.
I'm waiting for your answer to see how I react.
Oh yeah, we all know what you're all about. You're a Dom believer.
I am.
You understand where the man's coming from. Dom is a character that we all could sympathize with because the man just wanted tendies and playing video games.
It's so simple, right?
Hilarious delivery, by the way. She gives me tendies. She lets me play video games whatever I want. I absolutely love Dominic Mysterio. I think what the WWE has done I couldn't believe that they made Dominic Mysterio almost untouchable. And what I mean is no matter what happens to Dom, he will get heat either way. And that is crazy to me that Dominic is in a house money situation. He's playing with it and he's doing some incredible work with it. And I think a lot of people are undercutting how great Liv is in this role too. And I'm glad they're giving Liv more things to do than just being that sixth wheel in the Judgment Day or whatever, how many they are. I think Dom's great, man. Dom's good for business. And I'm predicting Dominic Mysterio will be heavyweight champion in 3 years.
Ooh, you're speaking my language. Are you trying to win favor with me so that I jump on the LA Knight glaze wagon for a little while? Are you glazing me so that I glaze you? You glaze my back, I glaze yours. Is this what we're doing here? Maybe not the best choice of words. Maybe not the best choice of words. Look, I'm with you. I agree about Dominic Mysterio. Sancho, come back. Audio listeners, Sancho has left the building. Sancho has left the building. I think that the motivations being as simple and as stupid and as childish as they are, as literally just video game chicky tendies and being called daddy, is so on point with Dominic Mysterio. I think it would have been lame if they tried to make Dominic Mysterio have this like puppeteering motivation. And people were like, oh, like that's so one-dimensional. That was a great opportunity to really develop Dominic Mysterio's character. Dog, his character is the immature, spoiled idiot. That's his character. And they leaned into it so hard and so perfectly. It's a great callback to the whole reason he hated his dad was because his dad only got him a BMW and not a Mercedes. What depths do you want to this character? This is as deep as it needs to get. You know, I know Rhea Ripley said not deep enough. I think it's deep enough, Dom. I think it's deep enough.
What'd you say?
I think it's deep enough. The character motivations of Dominic Mysterio are deep enough. We don't need to get deeper. No. We don't need to get deeper.
Sometimes you got to go deeper. But I'm glad that they're waiting on that because the payoff is going to be huge. And it's interesting because, you know, he did appear on Logan Paul's podcast, and that says something. That says a lot for Dominic Mysterio to cross over into Logan Paul's world and to be Logan Paul's top 2 YouTube video, you know, when they have those top 1 through 10 in the algorithm or the analytics. So Dom is going to cross into the stratosphere if he keeps leaning into this persona that he's like an Eddie Guerrero, that he's going to be someone that they're eventually going to have to put a belt on him.
Eventually, I do believe that that's where it's going. I think that with more time and experience, he is going to be the best character heel in all of WWE. If he's not that right now, he's in the conversation for it. And if he's the best character heel, I feel like you have to, those are the types of people that you put titles on.
Exactly. It definitely reminds me in Shawn Michaels' early days when he was with Scary Sherry, is that same kind of vibe, these two rock stars. And I'm serious. I'm dead serious. In 3 years, he's going to be a champion, a heavyweight champion, and he's going to get the Money in the Bank. I think the Money in the Bank is the only ticket for him to win. Like, that's the only way. Because remember that one run that he had when he was the NXT North American champion, where he would win by happenstance, where he would kind of luck into his win, where Rhea would kind of interfere. But that is the kind of recipe for success for Dominic Mysterio. And I think like what's so interesting as well is that the WWE, this is all developed in-house. This is all through patience, through years and years of, dude, we literally in a match club saw in the Thunderdome Dominic Mysterio versus Seth Rollins in a god-awful match. God-awful match. But without that experience, we would not get this Dom, dude.
Yeah, Dom's progression over the years has been something to marvel at.
You want else to marvel? Who was CM Punk's first opponent in the WWE?
It was a house show match against Dirty Dominic Mysterio. It's true, man. They're putting him in these big situations, big marquee storylines. They obviously see long-term growth with him and major long-term plans for him, I would imagine.
Do you turn him face at any point? Like, if he goes back to Rhea, would that be his face turn? I don't think you pull that trigger at all because he's much more valuable as a heel.
He is an incredibly valuable heel. I don't think that there's no need for that because if he were to turn babyface, where does that put him? Like, he doesn't stand out as a babyface. He stands out so well as a heel and the type of heel that he is. To me, that is a far more valuable asset to the company of him as a heel because he can then become by default the guy, you know, like the babyface that you want, that the writers want to get over. Put him against Dom. You will always get cheered over Dominic Mysterio, and that to me is so valuable.
I have another. Hear me out, brother.
Oh, nice.
Hear me out. Lock in, strap in, put on that seatbelt. Where's your old tribal chair? How dare you betray the old tribal chair? What's wrong with you?
I've been on this chair for like 8-9 episodes now.
Who cares? Why'd you sell out? Where's the tribal chair? The OTC, the original tribal chair. You got this phony Solo Sikoa chair that you're sitting on.
Bro, my chat, whenever I go to the bathroom and I leave them alone with this chair, they spam wah, 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 wah in my chat until I come back. They sing the Solo Sikoa theme to it.
You have nothing but cavemen in your chat.
I know.
All right, hear me out. Rey Mysterio becomes Dom's manager one day.
Ew.
No, I know Rey's this forever face. Think of it like a Conan situation.
I do not like.
Why you don't like?
This feels like that balled up grass gravel pizza that you were delivered. That's the booking you just gave me.
No, dude, come on. Everybody knows that one day Rey is gonna go heel just for funsies, and what a better way to do it for his son? To go back for his son, mijo, please, mijo, por favor, as he would say.
Let me do this one cosa por ti, mijo.
Thing for you. Again, we're making fun of the terrible WWE writing for Latino wrestlers.
Every time.
No, every time. But no, seriously though. Okay, come on. Have fun with me in the sandbox, all right? It's a little fun little sandbox. Maybe there's some Toy Story toys in there.
Sandbox full of cat pee. That's what you're asking me to play in.
Build a sandcastle with me. Come on.
All right, let me see what we're building. Go.
Okay. Rey Mysterio has been forever a face, never been a heel ever in his career. What's gonna hurt his legacy if he decides to be a heel for his son in a way to sunset his wrestling and let him be a manager like a Conan? You ever seen Conan in AAA?
No.
It's
I'm a casual, don't you know? I'm an E-Fed casual.
It just sounds like a real authentic way to naturally go heel for his son.
Ew, I don't like.
Is it what you don't like it that because you believe that Rey should always be a face, or you don't like it the idea of Rey being a heel?
I don't like the idea of Rey being a heel. I also
he's tapped out on being a face, bro.
Bro, just let the man retire as like the kid's favorite mass luchador, okay? Stop trying to tarnish this legacy. Would you unmask him? Would you unmask him?
They already did that.
But would you unmask him for this role specifically? Would he be masked or unmasked?
He'd be masked. He'd be like wearing an eye patch.
Yo, speaking of eye patches, it's working for Tangaloa. It's working for Tangaloa, man. I made I talked about this in one of my videos.
Yeah.
I think it's just how mistake prone that he is that I feel like I need to take care of him. Like I feel like he's a dog that constantly pees in the house. And it's that's my Tangaloa. Leave my Tangaloa alone. I'm week by week becoming far more of a Tangaloa stan than the week prior. It's working for me. Every time he makes a mistake, I now like him more. The eye patch is so dumb, but somehow elevates him in some capacity. He did go from generic guy of the bloodline to he's got an eye patch. It's like, come on, they work.
Sounds like something from Seinfeld. Put on an eye patch. You look so different.
People said it would look good.
Am I your Tangaloa?
Wear an eye patch and then
no, with my takes, and you want to take care of it?
Don't do that. Don't put your pinky in your mouth as you say that.
Can I be your Tangaloa? Dude, it does feel like it's because he came into the WWE botched already, like literally
right out of the gate. Can't even hold the title right. Oh, it's so good.
And then he had that montage immediately come out after with his machine gun punches, or I don't even know what it's called. I know it's probably another term, but to Okada. And then also he had the turnbuckle thing on Cody. It's amazing to me that Triple H probably, jeez, for those audio, you're missing the best Tangaloa that Santi can be. Let me be your Tangaloa, baby. I feel that Triple H has to be like, what are we gonna do with this guy? Like, we signed him for a year, you know?
We signed him for years.
For a 2-year, 3-year contract. You're like, oh, brother. It's not necessarily spoiled goods. It's just like it's not delivering what they promised. It's so much so that they have to put Jacob Fatu.
It's your ball of pizza.
It's my ball of pizza.
Tama Tonga's just like, I've got a great guy to sign. He's just rushing it to Triple H. Here, take.
Hurry, he's bloodline.
He's good. Take him. He's good. Change? No. Just sign him.
No. Sign him. No. And then God, dude, it's just one of those. I never had a wrestler with so much spotlight on him because he is in the main storyline A of the WWE, the Bloodline. The one that gets talked about the most, the one that casuals alike all have their eyes on it. And the dude just... did you see his punches he did to Roman?
Yes.
You have everything documented that he's done.
I love everything that's going... Dude, he's a meme god at this point is what he is. He's a meme dealer. He's giving all of the best moments, the most talked about moments of the week by just being hilariously bad. To the point where, like, I'm wondering if it's on purpose. Maybe he's got his finger on the pulse of social media and knows that people love to talk about this.
Camacho is a genius. Is that what you're saying?
It's possible, man. It is entirely possible.
I have a question for you, though. Jeez. What wrestler currently can be boosted by the eye patch? Like you go, ooh, a little +1 for them in your mind.
I think I'm not just saying this because of recency bias of our conversation, but weirdly Finn Balor.
Ooh.
Yeah, like the whole, I don't know. I'm a Metal Gear fan, and there is a main character who is initially like the good guy of the story that starts kind of like turning more to the dark side, and that happens after he gets an eye patch. His name is Big Boss. And all of a sudden, this Big Boss character now is more vengeful and is willing to cross lines that he wouldn't normally cross before the eye patch. And I feel like, at the very least, like that heel turn at SummerSlam was his eye patch moment. And I do think that right now, this is a different enough version of Finn Balor, like calling himself Backstabber Balor, where I do think that he's got a metaphorical eye patch on, where like this is Finn Balor, but there's something different about him, to the point where I'm willing to forget the past like 6 months of just being used as fodder for the Bloodline, because now he's got this, for Judgment Day, where now that he's changed this metaphorical eye patch, I could see him now all of a sudden being entirely different and maybe even winning a world title. Not only metaphorical, but I think a physical eye patch would also work for him.
Okay. Initially, I was going to think Liv Morgan.
And I think we're thinking the same in the same wavelength.
I'm already jumping to the, what is it? What's their new name now? The Fusion Collective.
the Pure Fusion Collective.
Shayna Baszler with an eye patch.
Sure, that works. I feel like that might be too on the nose. Look, I got the right answer. I got the right answer.
Okay, let's name some more wrestlers. Give me another one.
He's already a great Bond villain. This would make him an even better Bond villain. Ludwig Kaiser. Ooh, come on. You know, he walks around with his hand behind his back, with his finger, acting like he's so much better than you, but now he's got an eye patch on. Woo!
Santos Escobar. Give him a little bit of an edge. I mean, he had a great promo on SmackDown. Escobar C. And imagine if he had the
you know what? I think the eye patch works, and they've got like almost already a bit of a pirate vibe with their logo, like the skull and stuff, and Legado del Fantasma. So that could work.
Yeah. Who wouldn't work with an eye patch?
Who wouldn't? Oh,
I mean, I think Cody Rhodes would not work with an eye patch. It'd be too costumey on him. You know what I mean?
You know what's funny though? He came out as Big Boss with an eye patch for I think his match against Nick Aldis. He was actually cosplaying the character that I was just talking about from Metal Gear, the video game.
I think it's one of his favorite video games.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's an amazing video game.
Said it was. Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
So we've seen him come out, but you're right. I think it would be cosplay.
Actually, a good call would be, I think he has wrestled in an eye patch, Jon Moxley.
He has wrestled in an eye patch. Yeah. Right? Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. It was maybe like 2 years ago that he was in his eye patch era.
You know, I like Daniel Bryan's eye patch. I know that was legit because he had an orbital bone break, but he had that braid.
It looked cool. It looked
kind of cool.
It looked pretty rad.
Cool. It looked cool. I'm trying to think of like even like wrestlers in the past. Repo Man had the raccoon mask and a little bandit mask that looked really nice. You know who looked dumb with an eye patch?
Tell me.
Rey Mysterio.
We've seen that.
Oh, he looked
so
dumb with it.
He did look dumb with it in that match. Match Club. Patreon.com/SantiZeb. Oh, man. Yeah, eye patches, I do think inherently just are cool. I do think that they're cool. So it does add, cosmetically a +1 to a person's aura.
I truthfully believe that Dom's aura got +1 because of his dirty stash.
Oh, +5.
+5 easily. But I wonder don't get mad at me. Chat, don't get mad at me. Come on, commenters. Why did Karrion Kross get rid of his stash? It was a good stash. It was a great stash. One of the best stashes I've ever seen. It was really good. Come on, dude. You can't be a hater of Karrion Kross.
Oh, sorry. Am I allowed on the mustache train? I thought I was entirely kicked off of all of the trains.
You're not allowed on the mustache ride. All right.
So I'm not okay. So I'm not going to comment. I don't get the mustache ride, but that's fine. You get you talk about his mustache then.
It's glorious. He has a nice stubble. Like I wish he had more facial hair. Every time he shaves it, I go a little bit of that aura goes down. And that is my talk on the mustache. I'm trying to figure out, would John Cena ever rock a mustache for you? No, right?
He's too clean cut, he's like the clean cut guy. He's vanilla. That's what he is.
He is vanilla ice of the WWE, huh?
Yeah.
What about LA Knight? LA Knight would have a great stash.
Bro, it feels like you're in the middle of a create a character screen and you're just like, dude, let me try a stash on this guy. Ooh, yeah, that works. I feel like you're about to just name every WWE superstar without facial hair and be like, yeah, this works, doesn't it, Santi?
Hey, look at it. Take a look at him, Santi. Come on. But it's just the long story short, accessories do matter in this game of WWE. One accessory could change the outlook completely on your aura, as the kids say.
I'm gonna go back to Ludwig Kaiser. The more I imagine it, the more I'm not the mustache. Stop trying to peddle the mustache on every wrestler. I'm going to the eye patch. I'm picturing him in the middle of the ring when it's dark with the spotlight on him. He's like, ladies and gentlemen.
Can we get some props to Giovanni Vinci? That was a great vignette.
You don't like Italians. You're off the Italian. You're off the Italian train. All right. If I'm off of the New Day Karrion Kross train, you don't get to jump on the Italian train. All right. Saying that Italian pizza sucks because you got conned by one pizza delivery driver.
It was abysmal. But can I send you a telegram onto the train and can you respond post haste? Do you think Giovanni Vinci is going to be a face or a heel?
I can't tell. I legit couldn't tell.
He needs to be
that character to me screams heel, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying he needs to be heel because SmackDown needs heels. Like they desperately need a mid-card heel.
All right, so you want a heel kind of like by need. I'm thinking more like heel by like his need.
$1 million man.
It just seems like it's too of an unrelatable character for it to be a babyface. Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Yeah, you're in the box. You're shaking hands with Mark Cuban at your Dallas Maverick games. That's who you are. You got LeBron James on speed dial. That's how it is for him.
Potatoes on pizza.
Ricotta cheese, apparently. It does. I do think it is a little bit odd that we're obviously, I'm assuming, not going to get him at least trying to get his pound of flesh back from Ludwig Kaiser. It just sort of seemed like Ludwig beat him so bad he reminded him that he's Italian. That seems like what's happened.
It's like he just hit me. You remember in Toy Story 2 when Buzz had that little switch on his back that made him speak in Spanish? It is, dude. Giovanni got, oh my God, I have an Italian setting. Here we go. I had money. I forgot. What if that was the reason why? Because Gunther made him give up all his, his allure and all his extra things, because it was all about the ring performance. Ring general.
You gotta bring respect to the sport, the beautiful sport.
Gio, give up your Bentley, Gio.
Dude, Gunther's cadence of promos, I love them. Randy. Dude, Randy. Didn't you think it was wasn't it weird that Gunther's like, Randy, all of this potential and you've accomplished nothing? And Randy's like, I have a hot wife, kids, and I'm a 14-time world champion. What are you talking about?
I am the American dream. USA. That's what I mean. Sometimes I feel that Gunther as a champion, as this elitist wrestler, sometimes it's not going to clash well with a veteran like Randy Orton.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It literally doesn't work.
It's like rubber. It just goes boink. Like
Can I present you with something, my good sir?
I want you to dive into the sandbox of cat piss. Come on in.
Gunther. W cat piss in the chat. Gunther is the guy that's all about the respect of the sport, the beautiful sport of professional wrestling, prestige, that he doesn't like entertainers. Who embodies the entertainment era of wrestling more in the past 20 years than anybody? Who's that guy?
John Cena.
They're natural rivals, man. I've said this before. In the past, these are the best heels, story-wise, that Cena has gone up against. The best type of heels. And Gunther would get a fantastic match out of Cena because Gunther gets fantastic matches out of anybody. Cena is always that guy that raises his game to have amazing matches with amazing guys. And Cena... the entertainer, John, you're a clown. You bring the E in WWE. I'm the W. I am the wrestling. Cena. That's not far off. That's not far off of what Gunther would say, by the way.
You have the script there, Santi? Sent to you?
I think we get Cena Gunther for that World Heavyweight Championship, and this is how we get Cena in the 17th world title picture without making it into a thing where he needs to be involved in the Bloodline storyline, right. Cody Rhodes, because the World Heavyweight title works, as we've seen with Damian Priest, it works without it having to be a 1-year reign, without it needing to be a 2-year reign. We can go back to the era of 6-month champions. It worked really well for Damian. He used the title to elevate himself. Gunther can hold for a while. Cena could win it, and he can have a 3-month reign. Have his 17th, have a great feud with Gunther. He could drop it right back to Gunther. What are your thoughts on my great idea?
You want your boy, the All-American John Cena, to eat a missile drop kick, to eat a power bomb, to kick out of this chokehold.
Oh, I got chills. You just explaining it. It's going to be John Cena line rules. I love it. I already love it.
You're like, oh, yeah, keep going.
Keep going. Yeah. Don't stop. All right. He's about to kick out. One more power bomb. One more running power slam. Oh, yeah. That's right, Gunther. Put him in that sleeper, Gunther.
You would John Cena put him in that, the attitude, John, and then he's going to come over, wham, hit him, and then he's going to go, yeah, he's going to pick him up from a downstate, the fireman carry roll. He's going to look at the hard cam, and he's going to go, wham, hit Gunther one more time, and he's going to crawl, and then 1, 2, 3, Oh my God, he's done it.
17
He's
times.
the record, 17. And bury your boy Gunther, you
It's
idiot.
burying?
You're gonna bury Gunther for an old guy who's out the door, John Cena?
You are now, for those words, you are banned off the John Cena train now. How about that? Doesn't it suck? The whole year, all the way through to 2025. You know what? After that, you're not allowed to watch a John Cena movie. You're banned from that too. How do you feel about that?
Season 2, no.
You don't get Peacemaker season 2 unless you love Cena. That's just how it is.
Are we gonna start a trend where people are just gonna be banning other people from trades for the bandwagons for the rest of the time? No, don't ban me for the whole. It's the last year of John Cena in the Netflix era, by the way. That'd be a good thing, but that'd be a bad thing for Gunther unless he wins it back in some sort of fashion.
I could see him winning it back, but I think if it was 2010, 2009, it would be a bad thing for Gunther. But at this point, it would be a clear, just like, hey, this is just a nod on Cena's many accomplishments. This is to send him off, and you get to be a big part of this. And yeah, you're probably going to win it back. I think that this is more benefit.
Like Hogan. Sound like Hogan.
No,
brother. You get to be part of it, brother. Come on.
You get the John Cena rub, brother.
I looked at Gunther's eyes, and it wasn't tonight. Not tonight.
I just think that it's a different vibe for John Cena to beat somebody for a world title now than it would be back in 2010, because Cena beating you for the world title back in 2010 was an affirmation that you just weren't on the level of Cena. The WWE didn't see you as a Cena level character. So we got to go back to what works, which is Cena. That's just not the world that we're in anymore. So this wouldn't be an affirmation that Gunther, you got to step aside to do the job for Cena. This would literally just be to help cement history. And I don't think that hurts Gunther. I don't think that would be a burial of anybody that's part of that journey.
Wouldn't you want John Cena versus Randy, though?
Of course I would. I actually just want that to be the finale. I want that to be the series finale of the John Cena show. Come on, that's a beautiful ending to Cena's career. If it's Randy, come on.
The Legend Killer?
It's too on the nose, and we've talked about this before, I think, where like a lot of people are like, "Oh, we got to use Cena to like let's send him off by having him put over a younger talent." And I just don't I think that's too much burden. Like just so much burden. I think just like the retirement of Shawn Michaels, who was retired by The Undertaker, not some up-and-coming Randy Orton at the time. He was retired by The Undertaker, another legend that could take that burden. I think it has to be another legend to retire Cena.
Can I sidestep this conversation for a bit before you start crying like a baby for John Cena?
Okay. Off the train, by the way. Banned again.
I'll ride that train down, brother. Hijack that stagecoach. Question.
Yes.
Do you think LA Knight, not going to the Glaze, no. You think LA Knight should get something back against The Undertaker?
No.
Nothing?
No. What does Taker owe him?
No, like Taker fed him to Bray. Remember that moment?
Yeah, it's Taker. You don't get one back on Taker.
I think LA Knight should.
Are you kidding? You're being ironic. You're being funny. This is funny. This is funny.
I don't want a match. I think he should at least talk about Taker, talk trash to Taker. You gonna put up with that?
It's Undertaker. You take it. You move on. That's how it is.
Fair enough.
I have on here, this seems like a ridiculous conversation, but I think we got to talk about different
versus pizza. And
we already talked about pizza, but you have on the show notes that you have the Gambit. What variant or gimmick deserves one last run? And I'm really curious about this.
I truthfully think, for those who don't know, little spoilers for Deadpool versus Wolverine, but
little spoilers.
Well, Ryan Reynolds is posting it all over his socials and his Instagram about all the characters that are appearing in the show. So Gambit is a character that never got a run in the Fox universe, but finally got his due in the latest MCU movie, of Wolverine versus Deadpool and Wolverine. So, what gimmick from wrestling would need one last go, one last run? If you had a time machine, remember, because it's the multiverse, right? So you could bring anyone back. And I was starting to think, it would have been really cool to give Mick Foley one last run, like Cactus Jack, like prime Cactus Jack, to have one good run at a WWE championship, not a hardcore title, which he got regulated to during the Attitude Era. I know he captured glory once, but it'd be in the tag team titles. But it'd been amazing to have Mick Foley get one last. Remember, like a cameo pop, Mick Foley comes out in his prime. Woo.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be really weird with my answer. I'm not trying to be a hipster, but I felt like the run was so good, and then it was fumbled by what I think was just really poor writing of the 2010s, which is what WWE was known for in the 2010s. Mm-hmm. Give me one more Rusev run. When he was like Russian Bulgarian brute.
Rusev Day, yes.
Oh my goodness. I want to see one. Obviously the whole Russia thing's a bit more of a sensitive topic, but like I remember that WrestleMania 31 entrance to the Russian national anthem, the cannons, him coming out in a tank. Like, dear Lord, that was awesome. And it just sort of felt like it was at the wrong time in the timeline. If he was in the current multiverse of WWE, I feel like they could be doing some really awesome things with Rusev. That variation of Rusev in modern day WWE would be really, really neat. I know him and Lana aren't a thing anymore, but like if I'm having my way, it's him and Lana literally doing the exact same shtick from early 2015. That's what I'd like to see in modern day WWE.
My pick's going to be a strange one, but if I had the Doctor Strange portal, I'd bring out La Parka.
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
La Parka was cool, dude. La Parka was a vibe. He had the chair. He would do like the dances and everything, and he was a great wrestler. But it'd be cool to see La Parka back. But just to bring it in today's times, I think Sheamus. One last go for Sheamus. And I feel like he's in a weird spot right now. Like this whole Pete Dunne Butch thing, it's like an anchor to him. It's slowing him down. Feels very unnecessary sidetrack because he left literally in going for the IC title, right? Like that's where he was.
Yeah, that's where I thought we were gonna go with him, and then Ludwig got hurt, and I feel like things just kind of got a little bit in disarray there, leading into Money in the Bank is weird.
Any other like ruthless aggression wrestlers? I mean, there was so many of them. I mean, you could even go immediately I start thinking of like the Dolph Zigglers and things of that sort. But is there anyone?
Again, if we're working with the magic of like me bringing that version of them to modern day, give me the wrong era in my opinion. Give me the insanely athletic 2005 to 2007 Shelton Benjamin in today's WWE. We got the older Shelton Benjamin back in WWE. Even then, he still didn't get used properly. But
Before
I think
Mama Benjamin.
Yeah. Like I want to see that athleticism either in modern day NXT or on the main roster. I think it would go absolutely crazy. One more. And now that I think about it, I think this might be the answer because they figured out how to use him somewhere else. WWE never really did. Christian. Bro, he's doing such amazing work over the last couple of years, and WWE just didn't figure it out.
Which Christian? AEW Christian?
I want the Christian that worked everywhere else except WWE. TNA Christian, AEW Christian, just a Christian that's actually allowed to be good. Because he's just always been this nerfed version of himself in the WWE once he separated from Edge. It's everyone used them right except WWE as a single star.
You know what? Who would have been a crazy pull to pull out from the Attitude Era?
Ooh,
Ken Shamrock.
Ooh, dude, that's the most dangerous man on the planet, dude. That would actually hit so hard, especially with WWE's connection to UFC now.
Yes, and Ken Shamrock was intense, man. That dude was his ankle lock and the way he would just lock it in and just scream his head off. Everything about Ken Shamrock was really cool, except when The Rock nailed him in the head with a chair. But he wanted that.
Dude, Ken Shamrock would walk into modern day WWE and be like, hoo, about a nigga man got a name for myself here. You just tell him what happened here today.
Dude, such a good. Please make that a whole movie. They would have to dial back the Cajun accent just to make him
a little bit, yeah.
But I read in the interview that he was told when to crank it up and when to dial it back. So if it was an important line, he had to crank it up or dial it back.
Let's crank it up and talk about.
Ooh.
I can't believe it took us this long to talk about the return of Roman Reigns. Back on SmackDown. Dare I say now the biggest babyface in the WWE? Not dare I say. I think that is an objective truth. Biggest babyface in the WWE, which is interesting because Cody Rhodes is supposed to be the biggest babyface in the WWE.
Why do you say that?
I think it's interesting. Wait, what do I say? What?
Why do you say that Cody Rhodes should be the biggest face in WWE? Is it because he's the undisputed champion?
Well, that's who they've been building to be. They've been following the blueprint to make him the top babyface in the WWE. The big storyline for the past 2 years, back-to-back Rumbles, back-to-back main events, the big story, the hashtag Cody Crybabies, we want Cody. Like, it's been prototypically designed for him to be the top babyface in the WWE, and in the snap of a finger, he's just not now.
Designed by who? The WWE or Cody Rhodes? Remember, it was Cody Rhodes. And I called this when I came back to Wrestling is Cool. After the Royal Rumble, I said, it feels like Cody Rhodes was not supposed to call out Roman. And I said that in that podcast. If you want to go back to it, I called that out. And it was confirmed in the WrestleMania 40 document. So was it manufactured by the WWE or did Cody Rhodes hijack the WWE plans and became that top babyface?
I mean, only the powers that be will know. I do think that it is I still think it is a WWE manufactured babyface. I think but he's over. But here's the thing: when people, I feel like there's a bad connotation to say the WWE handpicked babyface because they think of Hogan, they think of Cena, they think of 2015 Roman. So I think it's got that bad connotation. But Cody Rhodes is that guy, the handpicked guy that works. I think he has worked as the handpicked babyface. It's just insane that all of this time and effort and major moments have been given to Cody Rhodes. And literally in 5 minutes with Roman's return at SummerSlam, he is no longer the top babyface. He might be the top babyface that's there every single week because I don't think that Roman Reigns is going to be. But I'll say this. If you were to put Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns in a match right now, who are people rooting for? Right? The answer is Roman.
The answer is not Roman. Like, it'd be back and forth.
I don't think so, bro. I think it's Roman.
This is not a... I'm trying to find someone in the past. This is literally a Stone Cold Rock situation. They're the both top baby faces. They could, as someone said in my comments, they could coexist, and I do agree with that. But I still feel that people are more excited to see Roman because he's been absent for a while. If Cody was absent, when Cody went out for a torn pec, I was missing Cody Rhodes for a long time. My point I wanted to make is I feel that Cody Rhodes is a bit unfair for him because a lot of his feuds have very short builds most of the time, like the AJ Styles one.
Sure.
And now this Kevin Owens one feels very like a shortcut. That is unfair for Cody Rhodes because Cody Rhodes is in a holding pattern. They put a lot of Cody Rhodes' big ammunition, big bullets, so to speak, on the back end closer to WrestleMania. And that's unfair to Cody. I think if they would have started off right out the gate with Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes and build up this trilogy of matches against Randy Orton, we could have easily been like, dude, Cody is the guy. He beat Randy Orton 3 times or whatever. Yeah, he beat him 3 times in a row. Cody's the man. But instead, they kind of put him in these weird feuds, smaller feuds, and they're waiting for the Randy Ortons, for The Rock, for Roman. And the issue is it's just his level of opponents. They haven't been there. I think if Cody would not just wrestle at PLEs and do more of those Carmelo Hayes matches on weekly television, I think we would find a different kind of story or a different kind of reverence for Cody, because he'd be like, dude, this guy wrestles weekly television. He's an undisputed champion. He's doing more than Roman has ever done. But now he's on that PLE schedule that we talked about where he doesn't do anything.
That's fair. I want to go back to your point about coexisting and them being The Rock and Stone Cold. I want to be very, very clear that Stone Cold was way more over than The Rock. Like, as a babyface, he was way more over than The Rock. You can say that it was a clear 1-2. And when they had feuds with one another, they'd usually turn one of them heel. It was The Rock that went in as the heel, with the exception of WrestleMania 17, where they turned Austin heel. And who did they cheer anyway? Stone Cold Steve Austin. The Rock goes into WrestleMania 18 as the babyface. Hogan turns babyface. And who do they cheer for the entire match? And even after the babyface turn, Hulk Hogan. I do believe that if they get in the ring, it's not a back and forth thing. I think that
you don't think you're gonna let's go Cody, let's go Roman?
I think that we're at that. I think we're at that point with Roman Reigns. And that's not, again, I'm not trying to down talk Cody Rhodes because I still think he's so ridiculously over. I just think they hit a gear with Roman Reigns that I don't think that can be compared to anything that isn't Stone Cold Steve Austin, bro.
I agree with you on that. I did comment that Roman Reigns has Stone Cold aura now unlocked. Like it's something he finally, like, it's kind of like when you're playing Dota or League of Legends and you finally got that last wheel unlocked. He finally has that momentum going forward. But I think it's the issue is that we're just seeing Cody. He's been gone, dude. That's all it is Roman has been gone. But I still think they could fumble Roman's face run real quick. They easily can. It's so wishy-washy. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot have Roman just do the Stone Cold thing where he comes out and just beats up the Bloodline every week.
You sure?
That's only going to last so long. Dude, he was beating up Tangaloa, and I felt sorry for Tangaloa.
But that's because that's because he's our little stray dog that we don't want anything bad to happen to him.
He was like, you don't need a chair to hit him like 3 times with the stairs. Leave the man alone. He can only see out of one eye. I think Jacob Fatu is needed into this feud quickly.
Yes.
We needed Jacob Fatu, and we need that to be Roman is truthfully the thing is Roman is still Superman. Roman is still Superman. Now the tribal chief Roman is a different kind of untouchable wrestler because he has the bloodline to back it up. But now we're getting 2015 Roman again, where he's going to be
unbeatable, but an unbeatable that people want to see. I believe that, bro. I think that all of their efforts of 2015
people forget 2015 Roman though.
It was look. Yes, they do forget him. I think that there's a ton of wrestling fans that it's 9 years ago. It's a long time ago now at this point. People kind of think that it's recent. It's really not that recent. It's a long time ago. But I think everything that they tried in 2015 with Roman Reigns at 2015 to 2019, it works now. I think it. I think now it works. It will work for Roman. Yes, it will.
It's not gonna work
because he's not gonna be looking at the camera and winking and saying succotash. It's the same character. It's the tribal chief. Just Santi. Now a good guy. People have been going Santi. Bananas for him. Bananas.
Santi, blinded. Let me put you into the future here, brother. Okay. This is what's going to happen with your little new toy, Roman Reigns.
Tell me,
Superman.
Cody Crybaby.
Okay, fine. You're going to get a match against Jacob Fatu, and you're going to see the ugly head rear up of Roman hitting 5 Superman punches and then hitting 5 spears against Jacob Fatu to put down the beast versus somebody who could do Whisper in the Wind, who could do Springboard Moonsault, who could do all these lucha moves. And that guy... Your Superman Roman is going to beat Doomsday Jacob Fatu. And you're excited for that.
I am excited for the prospect of the match. Absolutely.
The thing is, I think we're still doing Cody a disservice because it's been unfair.
That I agree with too. I agree with that as well.
You can't agree with everything.
Yes, I can.
You have to pick a side. Okay.
But like it's impossible because there are 2 sides to this. I do believe.
I disagree with you that Cody and Roman won't have equal footing. You're disagreeing with me on that.
I'm disagreeing with that. I think that to me, and I'm agreeing and disagreeing, I think it's also the disservice of Cody. In Roman's absence, we should have seen the pure catapulting of Cody Rhodes. He should have been an undeniable megastar. He's still a megastar. But we didn't do him any like the aura, again, to use that term, of Cody Rhodes before and post WrestleMania are a stark difference. The hype And the belief for Cody Rhodes going into WrestleMania 40 was palpable. That was an undeniable megastar. But the disservice that you talked about, matches, one-off feuds with Logan Paul that we all knew Cody was going to win. A great feud, but again, filler feud against AJ Styles. Gave us a great match. I will always be on board to say that their matches were great. But it never generated that excitement of like the for Cody Rhodes specifically in the build to WrestleMania. That was excitement for AJ Styles and the work that he was doing. The stuff with the new bloodline, that was all just a waiting game for Roman Reigns. And now this thing with Kevin Owens, it just feels like a remake of the AJ Styles feud. A feud out of convenience of best available guy to have a feud with that could turn on Cody Rhodes. Will it be an amazing match? Will it probably turn into a great feud? Yeah, probably. But I don't think that these are feuds that help build the legacy of Cody Rhodes. They just give us good TV.
You think that Jacob Fatu's destroying the top three faces slowed down Cody's momentum? Because they easily could have had all that without Cody. Does that make sense? Instead of having Jacob Fatu end up stopping Cody, Randy, and KO, they could have just had him stop Randy and KO, so Cody Rhodes could be the guy to stand up to Jacob Fatu and be his equal. Because I never felt that Cody could be the equal of Jacob Fatu, because Jacob Fatu was the one that was stopping all the momentum of those faces.
Yeah.
So there is that kind of component. But again, it's kind of tough for Cody because he needs to be the guy that wrestles at all of PLEs, and they cannot manufacture someone. They had to rush Solo Sikoa to get him up to speed to be able to be that main event for SummerSlam, but it's just not there. And at the same time, Cody's best match, in my opinion, was against AJ Styles because it did not have 3 crossroads. It didn't have him eat so much. It was a really good, solid professional wrestling match. But everything else with Cody, he's now Super Cody. And Super Cody is a tough buy, so to speak. Whereas Super Roman, we've seen before, but it's interesting to see him as a acceptable face.
And on top of that, Roman Reigns still has pieces to the puzzle that are left. Like when Paul Heyman comes back, the pop for that is going to be monumental when those two are together now as baby faces. If Jimmy comes back, if he brings back the OG original bloodline, there is still steps that this Roman Reigns could take to even continue to further himself as what I think right now is the top babyface of the company. Not, the everyday worker like Cody Rhodes is. But when I look, I'll say this, when I look at the prospect of Cody Rhodes storylines available for the next 3 months, I think that they are dwarfed by the potential storylines of Roman Reigns, the re-involvement of the Bloodline Civil War games, probably the final boss getting involved and revealing himself as the guy that's been puppeteering Solo Sikoa. Again, the return of the original Bloodline. That's clearly where it's going, with Sami Zayn and Jey Uso already teaming up over on Monday Night Raw. We're waiting for Jimmy's return. We're waiting for Paul Heyman's return. All of that to me seems a lot more of a proper meal and something that gets me excited for the next 3 months of Roman Reigns versus the next 3 months of Cody Rhodes seem a little bit up in the air for me.
So what if they put Randy versus Cody? Does that excitement not match Roman?
I think now that needs to wait because
There's your problem.
I think that now that needs to wait because let's say Randy loses to Gunther and it's like, all right, off to Cody Rhodes. Doesn't work. You are pulling the trigger on Randy Orton. It's like a video game cooldown buff. All right. If you're using Randy Orton to help elevate the World Heavyweight Championship picture, once he's out of the World Heavyweight Championship picture, I think there needs to be a cooldown period for Randy Orton to re-enter the World Championship picture, specifically against Cody Rhodes.
But he's already been eyeing that title the whole time, though.
I know, but they pulled the trigger on this one first. And now because of that, I feel like it would be actually a disservice to the WWE Undisputed Championship to have a Randy Orton be like, I couldn't win the World Heavyweight title, so I'm going to try and go win that one.
So
needs a cool down.
What about Cody versus Seth?
seen
I'm
it.
talking about.
I know.
Basically, I'm bringing up talent that is not Bloodline that Cody hasn't tapped into yet. Because you're saying the 3 months of Roman has, the pieces and the final boss, and you could kind of map it out. The GPS is kind of pointing towards The Rock again, right? But for Cody, there's so many possibilities that they're not using yet because they have to make Cody last to Mania. Because they're not going to have Roman versus Cody until Mania.
Isn't that problematic though? That like to get really, really excited for a substantial Cody Rhodes feud that doesn't feel like a filler, that we have to wait for the Bloodline again to be involved, that we have to wait for The Rock, that we have to wait for Roman Reigns. Isn't that inherently problematic?
It's
Cody's reign.
It's the immediately after Mania. What did The Rock say? I'm coming after. I don't care if the belt is on you or not. I'm coming after it. And then we're just like, oh, okay, well, that's gonna happen. Rock versus Cody. I would rather have that. So it diminished anything in between. AJ, Logan, and now we're gonna have KO. I'm just simply saying that I think Cody Rhodes is going to be built up just fine, and I'm thinking that he's going to be a 1B. He's still a 1. He's going to be 1B to Roman's 1A. And then when they work together, which they will, Cody and Roman work together, is going to amplify Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns so that when Cody and Roman face off, it's going to be built back up properly. Because Cody Rhodes could get white hot almost instantly. Think about it. Hell in a Cell, dude was medium. Took off his robe, boom, white hot. I'm a Cody fan instantly. Cody Rhodes literally winning the Royal Rumble, shaking his hand to The Rock, medium, lukewarm, cold. Next day at the press conference, boom, back at white hot.
I know, but again, I think that the inherent problem being that every time, aside from the Seth Rollins Hell in a Cell, at least in the last year and a bit, every time he gets hot, it's because of Roman. And now that guy, Roman, is now a babyface.
My question for you, though, is I'm not kicking you off the Cody train.
Thank you.
I'm not going to do that.
I don't want to be off the train. I want to be on multiple trains. I just think that one train's going faster than the other.
Brother, I feel like you're gonna eat these words when Roman's back to his, like, Roman worked as tribal chief because he had the bloodline with him. Bloodline is a huge component of the tribal chief. Roman as Superman was problematic.
I think that he's going to have his bloodline. I think he's going to have Paul.
But they're not going to interfere. They're not going to interfere.
Doesn't matter. Just them being around, just them being able to bloodline rule style even out the odds against the other members of the bloodline. That's enough. That is enough.
You're disgusting. You're disgusting. You're disgusting. Cody Rhodes works hard all the time, makes wishes all the time, has great Instagram posts, has great Twitter engagement, has great house shows, one of the best pyros ever. And he shows up week in, week out, cuts promos, puts his friends in feuds, gives Kevin Owens a fair title shot because Kevin Owens deserved it for all the help he's had to Cody. He's like, you know what? You deserve this. Why don't you think Kevin Owens deserves this title shot, huh?
I didn't say that. You're putting words in my mouth.
You're like, oh, I want to see Roman. I don't want to see Cody. Whoa, 3.0. Get out of here. That's my rating.
That's not at all the argument. I never said that Kevin Owens doesn't deserve it.
It's going to be a fantastic feud.
I said that too. I said that I'm sure it's going to be a good feud, but it's going to fall behind whatever Roman is doing.
If Cody and Solo wouldn't work, you think Solo and Roman's going to work? You think Roman could get a better match out of Solo than Cody did? By the way, best match of Solo's career. That was a solid match at SummerSlam.
I don't know, like in terms of like technical work, that it'll be better, but I think in terms of hype and excitement, it'll dwarf Solo versus Cody.
It's not Solo again. It's not Solo versus Roman. It's Jacob Fatu versus Roman.
I'm excited for that as well. But look, Roman versus Solo at whatever show, whatever, for the Ula Fala, that as a standalone thing is far more exciting than the standalone Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa, because at SummerSlam, that was not a standalone. That was Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa with the potential of Roman Reigns showing up. If we remove the potential of Roman Reigns showing up to Solo Sikoa versus Cody Rhodes, it's nowhere as exciting as the prospect of an Ula Fala match between Roman and Solo Sikoa. I'm standing on business when it comes to saying that.
Solo versus Roman is going to be waiting for Jacob Fatu to show up.
I mean, that sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. He's like, if you're trying to invalidate my argument by saying hey, it's all about Roman versus Jacob Fatu, I'm down for that. I'm so down for that.
Again, Cody versus The Rock is still going to be amazing too.
You know what's more amazing? Babyface Roman versus The Rock.
Oh, now you're back on the board of Rock and Roman with something that we could have had at WrestleMania 40.
Now we're going to have a 41.
The greatest match of the Bloodline. Look at you now. With your little Bloodline PowerPoint TED Talk presentation. Look what you turned into. The final boss, you're like, look at the Bloodline with all this heritage. We're going to have the greatest match ever. Roman Reigns and Tribal Chief versus The Rock. AKA now the final boss. What happened to you, man?
What do you mean? It didn't work at WrestleMania 40. It works for WrestleMania 41.
You're drinking the Bloodline Kool-Aid all of a sudden.
Oh, buddy, I've been guzzling the Kool-Aid. I'm so on board of the Bloodline.
Oh, my God.
The Glug line.
The Glug. Oh, no.
No?
No. I feel like The Rock would be upset at us. He'd be like, don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Wrestling is lame.
I just feel like Cody. It's a tough spot for Cody, and we knew this was going to happen once Cody usurped Roman Reigns. It was going to be the most watched in terms of the internet wrestling community and historians and whatnot, and us weirdos, of like what's going to happen with Cody's legacy afterwards. I think it can be amplified. There's a lot of pieces that are inactive, and I will stand in this argument or not this discussion with that. I disagree with you. Did you turn me off?
I didn't.
God,
I'm just. He's still here. He's still here. I don't know what's going on. There, he's back. He's back.
I will disagree with you that Cody will have the same pop. It'll be let's go Cody, let's go Roman. The two factions, the two fandoms will be loud and be feverish, and it'll be an awesome high noon moment for both of them. And you would want to see, can Cody retain or can Roman get it back? It's going to be that intense. And I feel like what's going to happen in that match, that's going to be the most unique match, because it will be Bloodline rules again, right? Because it seems to be. But you're going to have two sides trying to help out the other, where Roman's going to get interfered by Cody's people, and then Cody is going to overcome Roman's interference, and it's going to be crazy. Can you imagine? Like,
wasn't that just WrestleMania 40?
No, but it's going to be different. It's not going to be like John Cena and The Undertaker, and like quote unquote Cody's boys. It's going to be real Cody boys. You know what I'm saying? Like AEW former talent, and like Ricky Starks, right? Wouldn't that be crazy? Or Danny Garcia, whatever. And Dustin Rhodes, baby. The natural is going to be available. I'm calling it.
Yo, I actually thought for a second that we were going to get Dustin Rhodes at SummerSlam with the moment with Arn Anderson. I was like, yo, hang on. This is I still got Paul here in the back. Like, are we getting a little bit of Dustin here? I thought it was going to go that way.
Would you ever take a Shattered Dreams?
No.
Never. If it was Dustin Rhodes, if he was the one giving it, would you rather oil up or take a Shattered Dreams?
I'll take a Shattered Dreams. I'll take a Shattered. Yeah. There will never be a clip of me agreeing to oil up.
What do people want? Are they want like shirtless?
I would imagine that's what they want. I think they want, like, I don't think that they just want me to oil up my hands. I think they want me to slather myself.
Oiling, lotioning, sitting there the whole time. You ever seen that guy on TikTok who has like this hospital spray for dogs, and he like does his hands because he wants them all rough, and then he like shaves down some wood with his gritty hands?
Oh no, I've never seen that.
Yeah, that guy's. Yeah, I don't know, but is that what they want? Just do you do this or this?
No, they want me to be slathered in it. head to toe oiled. The people, like, if I just like dipped a finger in oil, people would be, I think there would be riots across the world. I think people would be standing outside of Canadian embassies in all the countries across the planet demanding for a proper oil up video.
I think it'd be better if you were shirtless, because the thought of having a shirt on with oil sounds,
that would suck.
nice.
That ruined the shirt. It ruined the shirt.
It would ruin the shirt.
Yeah.
There's just no way. Do you think that there'd be a bigger pop for you oiling up, or a louder ooh-ah when Roman hits Jacob Fatu with the spear? That's the question that I have.
I mean, look, it was 50,000 people going ooh at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
If I post a video of me oiling up, 150,000 views. So maybe. I think I would outdraw Roman's ooh with my oiling up.
Do you see what you did to this man? The ego.
Ego. Sorry. I just watched NXT.
To be better than the OTC.
The original tribal chair.
Yeah, the original tribal chair. Can't believe you're a Cody hater. What happened?
I'm not a Cody hater. I'm not a Cody hater. I want to clarify. I'm not a Cody hater.
30 minutes, you're a Cody hater. If you had a party and you could only invite one, there's Cody alone. Who would you invite right now, huh? Who would you invite right now?
Who am I inviting to my party? I can only invite Roman or Cody? Yeah, I'd have to invite the tribal chief, bro. I have to invite the tribal chief. Have him in the middle of the party go, ooh, man. That'd be great.
You know what? Who I'd invite? Dominic Mysterio, dude. He'd be cool and hang out.
Okay,
with.
all right. Give me your pre-approved skip the line party list of WWE superstars to your house party. Who gets to skip the line? You get 5. You get 5.
Okay, Xavier Woods.
Okay,
because he follows me on Twitter. We mutually follow each other. I was gonna say Karrion Kross. LA Knight, because I think he'd be fun.
Sure.
Of all time or just like current? You said current, right?
Just your list, bro. Whatever you want, man.
Oh, okay. Rhea Ripley would be awesome.
Okay.
I had a picture with her. I put my hand on her shoulder. I was like, ow, my hand. It's true, dude. If they could keep them apart, I would love Dom to be there. And who would be my last one?
Last person.
Last person? I'll go with R-Truth.
Oh, that's a fun one. That's a fun one.
Yeah. How about you?
I think I would need to bring in, I think I have to, because of like the way that I like to drink. I'm a beer guy, and I feel like Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, I feel like that's the go-to beer drinking group. I feel like that'd be a fun group to have a couple of brewskis with.
Remember, they're just skipping the line. Eventually, everybody comes in the hunt.
I get it, but yeah, I want to make sure that they get in, though. I want to make sure for sure that they get in. Sure. I feel like Cena would be lame at a party, wouldn't he? We've seen him in Total Divas. I wouldn't want him there. He'd be like, guys, we gotta have coasters on the drinks. Oh, we gotta make sure everything is tidy. No, I wouldn't want Cena at the party.
You would put your hand and you'd be like, no. Stop that. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know. I think Carmelo Hayes would be a fun time.
Oh,
okay. I think Carmelo Hayes would be fun. So that I could turn on the Latino beats. I'm between Dom and Santos. I feel like Santos would be really, really fun at a traditional like Hispanic Latino party. I feel like he'd be a vibe. I'm actually going to go Santos over Dominic here.
Okay, yeah, one more.
Oof.
Because you invited 2 with Drew and
Naomi.
James.
Naomi, bro. Feel the glow. Gotta bring the glow in. I want the glow in my party. Bring it to the flow. And
dude, when I was in high school, this was big.
Oh, nice. It's great. Audio listeners are missing it.
You think you're better off alone.
This is the hour 40 section of the podcast.
Best part.
This is the best part of the podcast because this is where we can talk about whatever we want. Because I know.
Speaking of the best part, can we talk about LA Knight showing up with his brand new United States title and his brand new rock-like new song and coming out with his brand new gold vest, dripping, just looking fantastic, cutting promos, talking about hitting it and quitting it. And before you know it, LA Knight is going to go all the way to the top and become the universal, the huge, undisputed champion of all time. Hey, we cannot mention as well, poor LA Knight, every time he takes 5 steps forward, he slips. He slipped on your stupid oil and you put on those ropes. You saw, yeah, you got a reaction out of that. You little bum that you put on the middle of the rope there made him slip the first time. But I always feel like every time he gets something going, something happens, something Tangaloa happens to him. And he just takes like a minuscule step back, but it makes him so endearing to me. But
it'll never get better than the yeah.
We go, oh. It's like, I feel for him because you just want everything to work for this guy because he's worked so hard. But that moment was really cool to see. Like, hey, in that moment when he came out with the United States title, I was like, dude, the mid card, SmackDown is going to be saved, my friend. The savior of the mid card, the LA Knight. His righteousness will come on down and save the Santos of the world, the Andrades of the world, and any other talent that's going to go through the mid-card of the SmackDown. It feels nice. And dare I say, a lot better run than Braun Breaker ever is going to have because LA Knight, baby, the Glaze Factory is a churning.
What about the meat factory that is Bronson Reed? That man.
Good Lord.
That man has opened up the meat plant.
Don't talk you that way.
That man has opened up a can of meat that I don't think can ever be recanned. That man has been laying so much meat week after week after week. So much meat that Seth Rollins can't walk anymore.
You cannot pay me to take a tsunami.
No, it's so scary.
Dude, that's a lot of meat crashing down on you. And
all kinds of meat.
You know, they say that when you take a splash, you have to like hold your breath in and kind of like crunch up a little bit so that you hold it in. So right when it impact, you let it all out. So that way you don't, lose your breath in the process. I don't see that ever happening with me with a tsunami.
Well, you don't have it. If I take a tsunami, I'm not going to have a chance to breathe out at the right time because I'm going to be dead. It'll just kill me on impact, bro. Blunt force trauma.
Not only that, 6 times in a row. I've trying to think in my mind, has there ever been somebody just out of nowhere skyrockets themselves to the top of the new heat order type of that way with just 2 moments, literally 2 moments. I could think of Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker kind of had that same kind of run when he was spearing, Ilya and Ricochet and all those kinds of things, but no one of this magnitude that I did not see coming.
I'm a little concerned about this. And because I'm looking at when this is happening, and I look at what happened last year at this exact same time. Do you remember what guy went from obscure lower mid-card to all of a sudden a legitimate threat to the world title? He just all of a sudden got this massive push.
Nakamura?
Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm concerned that this is the blueprint of Shinsuke Nakamura, that this is going to be a 3-month push for Bronson Reed for it to not benefit at the end of this. I'm concerned about that. I think that Bronson did, at least for me, man, he opened my eyes. Like this guy does have the ability to be a star, but I'm concerned about the convenient timing. That was the exact same timing last year, Nakamura, like post SummerSlam. Hey, we might need some new faces to fill out these B pay-per-views up until we get to Survivor Series. And I'm concerned that this is the role that Bronson Reed is going to be taking. Thoughts?
So how do we not let that happen? What happened to Nakamura? He got shoved into the heavyweight title picture too soon. He ran into Super Seth. That's the thing that killed him. There's literally no one in, I think the only thing, let's walk down this path for a second. Let's play in the sandbox full of pee. All right. They're going to turn Braun Breaker face by making Bronson Reed go after the IC title and solidifying how awesome Braun Breaker is. Where does Braun Breaker go,
bro?
He's already shook hands with Sami and said, "Adios. It's been a great fight with you." But where can Bronson Reed go?
You're not gonna like this. It's the exact same path as Nakamura without the world title.
The heavyweight title?
No, without the world title. It's Seth Rollins. It's to give Seth Rollins something to do during this, because he can't be involved every single match that CM Punk and Drew McIntyre have.
I know.
I really think it's. And the more I think about it, it's to feed him to Seth Rollins eventually, just like Nakamura.
The reason why I say Braun Breaker is because Braun Breaker is already getting face cheers. The dude can't do anything wrong as a heel. He tries and people love him. They bark for him no matter what. He's a face practically.
There's a babyface entrance too that he had. Honestly, like Pat basically let the dogs out or whatever it is that he said.
He says, "Are there any dogs in Austin?" And I'm like, "Yeah." You think he comes out to Who Let the Dogs Out one day?
I would be upset if he didn't, Sancho.
This for his fourth song change.
and it's not no remix. It's just the original. It's just the original.
That would be such a huge disservice to Bronson Reed, though, because I think you're right. I think the WWE does have a tendency in their track record, if someone gets nuclear white hot out of nowhere, that they either feed them to a bigger star to boost that star, or it just fizzles out.
Yeah.
At least Bronson Reed can cut a promo.
Sure.
In the arena versus Nakamura.
But those Nakamura like backstage Yakuza promos were cool. They work for him. Like, I know that like we're talking hindsight 2020 with Nakamura with what ended up becoming, but like there was a genuine excitement for Nakamura. That was when we started the podcast.
I know. What if they feed? See, this is where the brand split doesn't work, because Bronson Reed would be a great opponent for LA Knight.
I got one more problem with Bronson Reed.
Sure.
It's almost like it feels like they have 1 foot in and 1 foot out with him, because it feels to me like the post-match booking of him being this monster that destroys people hasn't quite translated to the in-match booking. Because he had a competitive match with The Miz. Like, they went to commercial break. He didn't destroy The Miz.
You bring this up with Braun Breaker.
Yeah. There's a disconnect between the advertised product and then the in-ring product.
I think he just goes into another level when he hits that tsunami. Like, it connects him. Like, it kind of unleashes. You know what? Hear me out.
Yeah, of course. Oh, I can't wait. Hear me out. An hour and 45 minutes in is going to be good.
His opponent should be Adam Pearce.
Ooh, bringing Adam Pearce, former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, out of in-ring retirement.
And he beats Adam Pearce.
Of course, he would have to beat Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce. I like that. I mean, if that's how we get Adam Pearce in ring, that'd be great.
Yeah, and I thought Adam Pearce was going to eat Tsunami on Raw. It looked like that.
He has to, right? He has to eat one. He has to eat one.
And it takes Adam Pearce out, and that leaves the door open for Drew and CM Punk to run wild. Would you ever let another man hit you with the belt like CM Punk did to Drew?
It depends on the man. If it's CM Punk, yes. If it's The Rock, yes. If it's you, no. You know, it really does depend on the man, Sancho. I'm picky, choosy. I'm picking and choosing.
Would you let Roman hit you?
Yes.
Would you let Cody hit you?
We're not going to play this game. We're not going to go down the gauntlet of people who I'd let whip me.
No. Would you let Cody?
I'd let Cody do it.
Oh, okay, I thought you were going to be a Cody hater. Be like,
no, I'd like Cody. Can we move? Can we change topics? I don't like this.
Wait, last one. Tangaloa.
He'd miss. He'd whip himself by accident. He'd lose his other eye. And I want him to wear 2 individual eye patches.
Again, the gimmick, the character, Tangaloa. Not
Yes.
the actual individual.
Yes, correct.
Let it be known that Santi wants to be belt whipped by Sami.
No.
You said it. You said it. You could easily just said no, thank you. Be like, yeah, I'll let it know.
I did not say it in that voice. I did not use my meat voice.
Oh man.
I'm gonna clarify this.
I'm glad you're here.
We are nearly 2 hours in, but there's a couple more things I want to talk about.
Let's do it.
Let's just a quick lightning
Rapid
conversations.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn, he's done. Where do we go from here?
Ejected to Bloodline.
Okay, that's where I figured it makes the most sense, but that it doesn't feel like that's the first step. It looks like they're going after Judgment Day first.
That's interesting. I mean, but that would lock them into Raw, though.
I know.
So that's like an interesting thing to do that. I think they just want to do that so maybe the Bloodline recognizes that they're trying to regroup again. Because I do see the Bloodline 2.0 jumping ship off of SmackDown for a little bit. I just feel like there's not much for them to do over there besides Roman. But if they see something happen over here, they could jump over there for a little bit to get more heat.
Yeah, but they're tag champions over on SmackDown. There's stuff to do, don't you think?
There's stuff to do, yes, but I feel like the show is so short over there on SmackDown.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think that the thing is they cannot. It's a weird detour, and that's why it's so confusing to see why Jay and Sami want to have the tag team belts, because they're needed on SmackDown the most right now. Like literally now, they need it the most ever.
Yeah,
because it's gonna get old with Roman gonna come out and beat up on the Tongas. I'm sorry, the Tongas are just not fun to beat up on after a while. They're just not. If they add Jacob, yes, and maybe another Bloodline member for Roman to beat up on, that's exciting. But I just feel that Jay and Sami are needed the most over there right now. I'm glad Sammy Hogan's done.
Yeah, he even did the Hogan-esque like shaking of the head in approval after losing.
Yeah.
I still think it's disrespectful that people call him Sammy Hogan. Obviously, we're doing it as a meme, but come on, he lost. He put the young guy over. Is that not good enough for you, Sancho?
But did it need to go through all that Money in the Bank?
It was 3 matches and Braun won 2 of them. You're saying like we made Braun go through 7 years of agony like Finn Balor.
I just think that Money in the Bank was tough to digest, though.
Yeah, that was just bad choreographing in my opinion of the match.
It's all about the details. The details matter.
It didn't work for me either. SmackDown going to USA. We have NXT going to CW. We got obviously Raw going to Netflix. This is all American conversations because I'm from the higher social life that is Canada. So when it comes to Netflix, everything comes to Netflix. So you peasants be like, I gotta turn on the CW to watch the NXT. I gotta turn on USA. Oh, USA is censoring the bad words? Wah! Oh, USA cut it too short and I didn't see Dom Kiss live? Wah! And now SmackDown's going to USA. Tell me, what is this? Does this excite you? New channels for you to surf through while I'm over here watching everything on Netflix in January, really living the high life? Oh, Canada, our home and native land.
You don't know all the words.
I don't.
I knew it, you phony. You're a phony.
Did you guys have to sing the national anthem as kids in elementary school?
No, we had the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, you had the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, right. We did.
Like do you have a Pledge of Allegiance?
No, we just did the national anthem. Sorry guys, we're nearly 2 hours in. In Canada, over the PA system, they would play the Canadian national anthem in English. And then sometimes they'd be like, now we're playing the French one.
Oh, oui.
Okay. All right. And then something happened in grade 5, bro. I don't know what happened in grade 5, but for the next like 10 years of national anthems that I had to hear across elementary school and high school, they transitioned. It's like they went the Def Rebel route. We had the Jim Johnson version of the Canadian national anthem, true heart, soul, patriotism. And then for the next like 12 years of national anthems, it was the a cappella version. Ba 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 ooh doo ooh ooh ba 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 oh Canada. Any Canadian that's listening to this knows the horror of a cappella "Oh Canada" during your school morning announcements. Canadians, I need you to comment right now and just say you acknowledge. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, where were we? USA Network.
USA Network. I think it's exciting. I think SmackDown on Fox doesn't feel genuine compared to like the UPNs of the world when they were on that other network. I think USA having SmackDown is interesting because I feel that's why LA Knight stayed on SmackDown during the draft. We thought, why are you not on Raw? That's a better show for you. You have more time to do what you think. I think a part of the package was to have Roman, Cody, LA Knight, Randy, KO. That's why all those big names are over there, and it feels so jam-packed. Hopefully it goes to 3 hours on USA because that'd be huge for them, and I think USA is going to want that.
Yeah, I would think so.
They're losing a 3-hour show in Monday Night Raw. I think if SmackDown moves to 3 hours, that's going to be huge for everybody. It's going to be huge for Bloodline because it's dominating everything. And I think the issue with SmackDown, as we talked about in the past and currently, is that it sucks to watch the SmackDown to just wait for the end. The last 10 minutes of SmackDown is always memorable and is always exciting to see. But everything else is so far in between, and there's so many recaps. And I think if they had that 3-hour show on USA, it's going to be the flagship show, it feels like, on cable network television. And I do have concerns that being paywalled behind Netflix is going to be tough for the people who would normally watch the USA Network. Now you're telling people, drop your cable. You have to keep, in the United States, you have to keep your cable for USA and SmackDown. And now you have to get a subscription to Netflix. It's kind of it's kind of tough.
Sure, I get it. Obviously, I'm not going to be going through that. Go Canada. But and this is coming from a place of ignorance, so you might need to correct me. Sure. Isn't USA Network also paywalled? Isn't that a premium channel on
yes.
Okay, all right. But because like CW, I know that's just like regular basic cable.
Yeah, you could get it over the airwaves, and that's what was so great about SmackDown was that it was on Fox. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing that you didn't have to pay for. But now you're losing that free programming from Fox, and now you're gonna have to get USA and Netflix, which I don't know what's the numbers on how many people already have Netflix in this country, but I feel like not many wrestling fans need Netflix. Like, do you really need Netflix if you're having Peacock for your PLEs and you have you have to get?
Wait, is PLE staying on Peacock? Because again, outside of the States, we're getting PLEs on Netflix as well. Is it still Peacock PLEs?
I think so. Let me look it up.
I will say, there is something about how fragmented WWE access is going to be in the United States. It's so uniform and nicely compact outside of the United States for everywhere else, and it seems oddly convoluted for you guys.
WWE reaffirms that after joining Netflix starting next year, we will have the weekly shows available as well as all the PLEs. WWE content is coming to Netflix only applies internationally, with Raw being the only show available on Netflix in the United States, while Peacock will still air PLEs until 2026.
That sucks.
No, I think it's still getting PLEs on Netflix.
I know, but what I'm saying now is that like your argument is even stronger. Dude, it's now 3 things people have to pay for to be a full wrestling fan in the United States. It's a premium channel in USA, it's Netflix, and it's Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks.
And I'm hoping that Netflix keeps everything like the archive. That's my favorite thing that's on the Peacock right now. The archive. I could go back to watch Mid-South Wrestling, World Class Wrestling. I could watch old WCW before Ted Turner. I could watch all that stuff. And I don't know, man. I just think like we're so excited about the potential of Netflix and Raw, and beyond content wise. You and I, we always have these conversations about, dude, think of all the eyes that the WWE is finally gonna get, and it's gonna be worldwide, everybody at the same time, no like cable television restrictions or yada yada yada. You just boom, Netflix, everybody on at the same time, right, around the world. I don't know, man. I think there is going to be a lot of hurdles, a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Friction going into this transition. But
yeah.
LA Knight is going to be a big star on that USA network because he's going to remind a lot of people of the Attitude Era.
You mentioned that you think that SmackDown's going to be the flagship show. You think that's the case with
on TV?
Well, yeah, I mean by default.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But what I'm curious is like, what do you think that they're going to put more TLC on? And I don't mean tables, ladders, and chairs. I mean tender love and care. SmackDown on USA or Raw on Netflix? What do you think internally for WWE? What's going to be the most important show? What do you think?
Well, what was the thing? Didn't Netflix want Roman at some point?
I have no idea. No idea.
Wouldn't you want Roman Reigns if you're Netflix?
I would. If I'm Netflix, I want everybody.
Wouldn't you want Cody Rhodes?
Yes. I'd want everybody, but obviously that can't be that's not the case.
If they stop the brand split because of Netflix and SmackDown. I mean, because you think about it, on SmackDown, it's going to be 3 hours on television. Netflix is going to be 3 hours on Monday Night Raw. So why don't you just have everyone split? Or not split, but just like blend the lines.
You're right. We should do it exactly like Nitro and Thunder.
What a great name for wrestling show.
It was, man. Their games, although I never liked their wrestling games, they always had great names. WCW versus NWO. Thunder.
Do you feel that the new Judgment Day in Judgment Day, the Terror Twins, feels like Wolfpack and NWO?
I feel like actually the Bloodline stuff is closer to that.
But see, that was my thing that I was pointing out, that if you fraction a faction, you would end up with a lesser quality product of the faction.
Yes, it's diluted. Absolutely.
Yes,
it's that's diluted. Why people were calling it Temu Bloodline.
Well, that, and plus I'm fearing that Judgment Day could be that way with the Terror Twins. Like, what are they going to do as a faction? I wish they made Rhea and Damian just solo stars.
Yeah, I think they are going to be solo stars. I think this is just for the match at
like
Bash in Berlin.
Solo stars or single stars?
Single stars. Single stars. I think that the conversation should not be about whether the Terror Twins are like the Wolfpack. What about the new Judgment Day? The ones without those two. The ones where instead of Rhea and Damian, you have Carlito and JD McDonough.
We're going to get LWO Judgment Day, and we're going to keep going down and down and down till we pare it down to absolute nothing. That's the problem, though, with breaking up Judgment Day, is that I think they could have been the Judgment Day and just had these problems within the Judgment Day.
Sure.
Does that make sense? Like Judgment Day business.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, should we?
Can we talk about one? No. There's a major thing we have to talk about.
Major, hit me.
We kind of skirted it. We kind of threw a rock and we skipped right over it a little bit. Pure Fusion Collective. What are we doing?
Dude, I was saying that sounds like one of those like TikTokers that's trying to sell you his course through Discord. Join the Pure Fusion Collective Discord to learn how to escape the Matrix. Only $7 a month to become your own boss and change your life.
I put it in ChatGPT, and this is what it gave me. Because I said, what do you think of the team called Pure Fusion Collective? And can you guess how successful the name would be marketing-wise? It says, Pure Fusion Collective is a unique, intriguing name for a wrestling faction. And here's a breakdown. Pros, its distinctiveness. The name stands out and doesn't sound like a typical wrestling or MMA team name, which can make it memorable. 2, versatility. Pure Fusion suggests a blend of different fighting styles, striking and submission, which aligns well with the MMA background. 3,
That's
modern
pretty
appeal.
accurate.
Right? 3, modern appeal. The word collective gives it a contemporary, almost futuristic feel, which would appeal to younger audiences.
Bro, that's like when real estate agents are like, this is cozy. That's lingo for small.
Number 4, branding potential. The name lends itself to creative branding opportunities, including logos, merchandise, and storyline development. But here are the cons, my friend.
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty.
Here are the con mans, as they say. Because he is a con. Just kidding. I'm glad to take over Match Club because anyway. I'm just kidding. Ambiguity. Oh, jeez.
Nice. Well done. Yeah, words are hard, Sancho. Pulling an LA Knight over here. Yeah.
Ambiguity. I can't say it now. And I'm a professional. This is what I do.
This is the best. Keep going, man.
The name is a bit abstract, which might require some explanation.
Hold on. You didn't say the word. You skipped it. I need you to start from the top. I need you to say ambiguity right now.
Ambiguity.
There we go.
Thank you for saying it. You helped me. The name is a bit abstract, which might require some explanation or storytelling to resonate with a broader audience.
Sure. It's fair.
Okay. 2, less aggressive tone. Compared to more aggressive names, Pure Fusion and Collective might not immediately convey the toughness typically associated with wrestling factions, which could be a drawback depending on the target audience. Now, here's its conclusion that it has stated. Again, this is ChatGPT. Marketing potential, moderate to high. The success of the name in marketing would depend largely on how it's positioned and presented. If the team has a strong identity and storyline that ties in the concept of fusion, of blending different fighting styles and bringing diverse fighters together, it could be quite successful. The name has potential to be iconic if the right narrative and branding strategy are in place. Overall, Pure Fusion Collective is a name with potential, but its success would hinge on effective marketing and storytelling.
Can I give you my con?
You're a con man? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's a stupid name. It's stupid.
It's stupid. Your Neanderthal type of brain. Expand your mind. Okay?
It sounds like a mid-level marketing scheme, bro.
This is your Karrion Kross Xavier Woods blindfold right now.
It sounds like a Ponzi scheme. The Pure Fusion Collective?
This is your Cody Rhodes hater eyes looking at this, all right?
It's like they're trying to scam me into selling me crappy timeshare in the middle of Idaho.
This is your anti-oiling agenda, all right? Blinding you from the fact that Pure Fusion Collective sounds like a weird rock band that you stumbled upon in the game Rock Band, all right? Why can't you just be open to the PFC?
You're trolling, man. You're not into this. You can't be into the Pure Fusion Collective.
The more you hate something, Santi, you know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to dig my heels in, brother. The Pure Fusion Collective is the future. Okay,
stop. It's
the
awful.
Mixing of the styles, the submissions.
No, don't give me the hands.
I know good names.
I know styles, and let me tell you, they say I got great style.
I think the issue is there's only 3 of them, but if you have more than 3,
you're not trying to add to this. You're not trying to make this bigger.
If there was 5 women wrestlers on the Pure Fusion Collective, maybe an Io Sky, maybe.
Stop. I will end this podcast. You're not going to add
Wait.
the best women's wrestler on the planet right now, Io Sky, to the Pure Fusion Collective.
Wait.
Do you want them to have a PLE match?
Sure.
No.
Sure. I love PLE matches. I'm sorry that I want to sit down on a long, hard day on a Saturday to sit down and watch wrestling, a high quality caliber wrestling for 5 hours. I don't care if it's 5. I watch dumb football matches where they absolutely have no bright, or I don't have any dog in the NFL game. I would watch that. Would you watch Cleveland Browns?
I typically don't watch
but you would
games.
If there was nothing else on. Would
there
you?
was, I guess so. I guess.
You watch your San Diego Chargers every single week.
Oh my God.
It's pretty meaningless if you ask me. Look at you with your dumb background. You're so proud of your Los Angeles Chargers. Look at you. Look at you now. You say, oh, it's meaningless games. You are a meaningless team, my friend.
This whole thing was just a ruse just to roast me for being a Chargers fan?
Backed to Pure Fusion Collective.
No, can we move on? I don't want to talk about Pure Fusion Collective.
I think the issue with Pure Fusion Collective is not the name. It's the fact that the women's division is filled with too many trios. Now, I know I wanted the big three together, but I think this idea of Damage Control, Pure Fusion Collective, just all factions, put them together. Make them a collective. Maybe a pure fusion of all these talents. The good thing about wireless headphones, Santi, is you could hear me wherever you are. No matter where I am, with your little basement there of a studio.
I can't hear you. It's annoying. You're right.
Have you ever seen the studio, folks, for the audio listeners? You should check this out. Santi has moved to a basement. Perhaps somebody would have someone hostage and no one would know. No one would know. Oh, look at that. Look, there it is. Isn't this not a place where you would look at someone in the window and be like, hold on, I'm going to go get help. Stay right there. Just hang on. I'm going to help you.
It does. Help.
Yeah, exactly. I have a question for you.
Yeah,
as we landed this plane, oh, look at you.
This plane crashed 10 minutes ago, bro.
It's like little Santi.
When I started doing the acapella "Oh Canada," the episode was done.
I find it interesting that I am standing, and you, oh God, and now you have a standing desk. Thoughts? Oh God! Now for those people who are listening. He is now standing. He is rising. He is risen.
All rise.
Are you in the Cody elevator? Yeah, now you're standing.
Yep.
That's it. It's for back issues, I'm assuming, because it does work well for your back.
It is because of the back issues. You're right.
There you go. For carrying wrestling is cool. Yeah.
That's for the past 2 weeks, as you haven't been doing any work. Just been siphoning the life force of the Patreon, having a vacation. Don't put your arms behind your back. I don't like that. I don't like that.
So yeah, that's. I think it's great. I think it is great to stand. I applaud you, but I wouldn't stand for 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. No, my friend.
But you will stand for 2 hours of Wrestling is Cool?
Oh, absolutely. The coolest wrestling podcast on the planet. We don't have recaps. Imagine if we cut to a recap right now.
Just of last week, the conversation about hot dogs and buns.
God, I wish we had an editor. Just for long form. Just cut that right into smash cut. I have a picture that I'm afraid to tweet out, though.
Why?
Because the hot dog in a hamburger bun does not present well. And I took a picture because I recently had hot dogs, and I wanted to tweet out, but part of me was like, "Nah, people are gonna like slam me for this," but they don't know. The real ones know.
They would know
because you know what? I didn't make it to be posted. I made it to eat it. Now, if I made it to post it, stop! You're disgusting. Quit! Oh God. What's your go-to shoulder boulder? Let's build up those shoulder boulders, man. What are we talking here? Is it like a barbell?
No, dumbbells, man, for shoulders. No need to get barbells involved in shoulders.
45, 50? What are we talking?
Depends. Like usually shoulders, you want to do a bit more higher rep.
Okay.
I usually cook with 60s for 15.
Single arm?
Why would? Yeah, of course. In each one. What do you think? I grab one
like this, like one at a time, like this.
No, I do both at a time.
120 pounds.
Yes.
So if I was running at you, dead sprint, and I jumped up in the air,
I could catch you. I could bench you.
Really?
Yes. How much do you weigh?
North of 200. I'd be eating. You know?
Are you over 270?
No, I'm not Randy Orton Viper thick.
I can toss you around. I could bench you. Come over. We'll try it.
Not in that basement.
Can we please bring this home? Can we please do what is it even called? I forgot. New heat order.
Hey.
Oh,
So this new heat order that I have here, these graphics here, I could bench you. I could throw you around. That's what he said, dude. Oh, I'll let CM Punk with me. This is the new heat order. No response from him. New heat order. This is old, by the way.
2
very,
weeks?
very old.
2 weeks.
This is very old. Yeah, three weeks or so. So we're gonna start from scratch. We're gonna go ahead and
He's ripping it up.
For the audio listeners, they heard it. Who is your number one, sir? May I start the bidding?
It's Roman Reigns. It is. It's. I know you hate him. I know you become an anti-Roman all of a sudden. It's Roman Reigns.
I'm going to hate the day where I seen this man hit 6 Superman punches in a match again. It's never he as the tribal chief, he doesn't do that anymore because he has the bloodline to, the little solo spike into the Superman punch.
You have no faith. You have no faith. Roman Reigns.
Number two.
Could it be
Sting? No, can't be Sting.
No. Could it be Drew?
No.
Okay, then throw a name out there.
Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio.
As a couple, okay.
Yes.
Okay, sure. I would only put those two. I wouldn't say New Judgment Day. I would only put Dominic and Liv.
Okay. Number 3, Terror Twins.
Ooh. Put it down.
Okay.
Put it down. I'll pick it up. I like it.
Okay. Now, here at number 4 is.
By the way, we never explained for potential new viewers what this is.
Oh my God. Unity Order is a hot list where we build up talent from the WWE world and other promotions sometimes, and we try to build who's the one that we want to see, the buzz, the excitement, not necessarily the best in the world because that'd be boring. It'd be the same list because number 1 would be LA Knight the entire time. So the 1 through 10 is about who do we want to see next week on television, weekly television, and this list fluctuates as it goes on based on who's on TV. So say the Wyatt Six was not on Monday Night Raw. They're not on the list. It is what it is. It's a hard rule, unless they're just really, really good that we can't wait for them to return. And I'm still upset that the Wyatt Six were not on TV. That's kind of a bummer.
Oh, we got the Bo Dallas tape. But...
No. You need to build that momentum, man. Put them in singles matches. Put them in squash matches. Really showcase what they can do. My concern for the Wyatt Six and is this a safe place?
Oh no! When you say that, man, it always is followed by the worst takes. Sancho, this is not a safe place. You say something stupid, I will eviscerate you. It's not a safe place. I'm just telling you, this is not a safe place.
I'm ready. You're like an eldering boss. I'm about to step in through your little fog little curtain.
my health bar is about to.
I don't care. I'm sitting here in a diaper with no.
I'm sorry. What?
A diaper. Just
You're wearing a diaper?
And a sword right now. Diaper and a sword right now.
Right. That's your Elden Ring character.
No armor, brother. Who is the Wyatt Six can go after this? What's their goal? Is it to make Chad see the error of his ways and realize he should be a family man like Guile? Or are they going to go on to float as a nebulous onto the next thing? My point I wanted to make is that the thing that throws me off is this Bo Dallas thing says like it's growing. And he's kind of like insinuating that Bray Wyatt is like in him and he's leading into that light because he's helping him see that light. What's the goal?
I don't know. I'm watching the same show you are. I don't know yet what the motivation is. I'm sure that we'll figure it out soon enough, but they're being so close to their chest with what the motivation truly is of the Wyatt Six. Because all of those promos, all of those tapes have been about themselves. I'd like to hear them now talk about Gable and the Creeds, for example. That's
what I mean. It's too nebulous right now. It needs
to
be more.
I agree.
It needs to be more pinpoint towards it, so I could see the end goal for them. Because I feel like the Wyatt Six versus the Creed brothers was a showcase match.
Yeah, like to show them out. Like, hey, here's what you've been waiting for. Here they are.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look.
Yeah. What is it that every Japanese developer says when they they announce a game? Please be excited for our upcoming game.
Nintendo, you mean the Nintendo Direct?
The Nintendo Directs, yes. Please be excited for our upcoming feud between the Wyatt Six and Chad Gable. Dun, dun.
We've been working very hard on this feud. We're excited to show you. Let's see. Okay. Who's at number 4 then?
You still
Bronson
not gonna wait, have you given me Drew McIntyre yet?
No, but I dare I say Bronson Reed over Drew. I mean, I did like the Randy and Gunther promo. That was fun. Randy Orton giving an RKO to Gunther when he said it was going to happen in front of him, and he kind of
look. I'll give you Bronson if you give me Drew at 5. The segment with Punk and the whipping, it was good.
Yeah, but that's like, why couldn't we have Drew in a match? That's what I'm trying to say.
We talked about this earlier because he's too big of a star to now have weekly matches. That's just the sad reality of what we're in, it seems.
So yeah, because of that, I'm more excited to see what Bronson Reed does next than Drew McIntyre.
Okay, fine. Put Bronson Reed in.
Okay. So you want Drew by himself?
Yeah. I think it should be Drew Punk.
Drew Punk. Okay. He had a great promo saying that it's not about the bracelet. It's
you know what I was thinking when he was cutting that? I was like, this is what Sancho needed, because we were talking about how, like, why does this bracelet mean so much? Like, why is he hanging on everything that happens with this bracelet? I feel like they explained it a bit better here.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't need that because I knew why, but it's weird for a wrestler to be entranced by the bracelet.
Sure.
When he could beat Drew and then get the bracelet off of him.
Yes.
Where did Drew have that bracelet? In his trunks.
Most likely.
By
his balls.
There. Nestled there. Disgusting.
Just hanging about.
Isn't it interesting that the fan not wanted compensation, but she wanted recognition for making the bracelet?
Oh man, people, wouldn't you?
Of course.
Yeah, but people took that too far. Like, I saw like some headlines like fans demands compensation. It's like, bro,
she just wants a little TLC, a little love. Come on, man.
Yeah.
At least CM Punk's like send her something.
Yeah,
I mean, and I think that thing's well made.
It's been hanging on, man. It's been hanging on. It doesn't break.
You ever heard of the term, or your dogs are barking? Because you look like you're hurting there standing. You're a little weakling there, huh?
I am a little
Can't hang? Yeah.
Can't hang.
Look at this guy. Not even.
No, you know what it is? I had physio and RMT work on my back today, so I'm a little bit tenderized.
You should get an anti-fatigue mat.
I have one.
Show you mine?
I have one.
Can you show me yours? Oh, that's lame. Look at this bad boy. You see this bad boy? You could put your ankle here. You could massage it. You could put your ankle here.
I saw that one. I saw that one too on Amazon. I went with a cheaper one. Yeah, like this bougie man, Hollywood Sancho with the great ankles.
Oh, my ankles suck ass, dude.
Are you one of those that like twist their ankles whenever they breathe on them?
I had a grade 2 sprain playing basketball.
Wow.
Number 7. I'm gonna save that story for another time. Then. Number 7. Who do we got?
I don't know. I'm thinking. I think
Knight?
I think LA. I was gonna say Cody Rhodes, but I think LA Knight, Cody Rhodes might be the play.
Just because LA Knight's his first time as champion.
He looked great out there as a champion. It just felt right.
It did feel right. And I have to take a peg off of Cody Rhodes. I gotta, peg him down a little bit. Because you can't just give a title shot to your friends. I mean, he did basically pull a Bailey with Naomi. Remember that?
I remember that. Yeah.
When Bailey was like, "Hey, Naomi, I want to tell you something," and then thank God, who was it? Tiffany came out there. All right, and I'm so excited. Can I say something real quick?
Sure.
Is this a safe place?
No.
I think the WWE has did a disservice to the women's title on SmackDown by not having Nia Jax celebrated the week after the SummerSlam, the following SummerSlam.
We talked about this though. We've talked about this. Well, no, not about that specifically. We've talked about that's the problem of SmackDown. Every week, one major division gets left off, and this week was the women's turn. It seemed,
and it should
every
not
week.
Have been that. It should not have been that. I understand that they're building up this whole celebration, and most likely it's going to open up SmackDown to give its due, but she is white hot right after SummerSlam, destroying Bayley in that fashion. For us to wait 2 weeks to get Nia Jax's celebration, it's almost like a Swerve Strickland situation.
I'm willing to bet that next week we don't get LA Knight.
Oh,
I really think it's a rotating.
No, they're wrestling. The one contender, Santos beating Andrade. It's gonna be Santos.
I don't think that. I thought it was 2 qualifying matches, and now okay, never mind then. Forget me.
Yeah.
Ignore me.
Done.
LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, that works for me, and then Randy Gunther, I'd say, to round it out.
Okay, I like that. I'm trying to think of anyone else. I mean, you know what I'm going to say, right?
No.
Can I put on the bubble Giovanni?
Oh, you're just playing up to all the Italians that you made mad at the start of the show.
I have to bring it home. You know, I have to say I am intrigued by Giovanni, and I think a good vignette is always a great start. You want to hear the greatest thing I've read on the internet, though?
Hey, man.
I don't know if you've been watching, and I hate that I said this so late in the show, but Zelina Vega and Liv Morgan going back and forth on social media has been insane intense. So there one point Zelina says something, and then Liv Morgan says, "Yeah, keep cutting your vignettes from home." Like, oh.
Damn. Woo.
Woo, dude, that was woo. I would love to see that that would be a great thing to re-kick up again to give Liv Morgan space from Rhea for a bit, but it looks like they're already dipping right into Bash in Berlin. All right, that's our list. Do you want to talk about NXT real quick? Anyone that's popping and doing it for you?
Wesley.
NXT? Oh, the turn.
Big heel turn going after the NXT title now. Likely going to be the flag bearer of NXT versus TNA. Worlds collide when it eventually happens. Feuding with Joe Hendry. Pete Dunne. Give me Wesley.
I have not been watching any AEW.
Not finish? I mean, I have. I think it is MJF.
Okay.
Like the stuff that he's doing with rebranding the international championship to the US championship. But what's funny and ironic is that he has been taking this title around the world. So he's actually been more international with this title than anyone else has been.
I do like his promos when he says, like, he doesn't say he's American made. I think Gable had a great American made promo when he was in France, because he was like, I'm out here scouting for the next people to add in my stable because I am American made. But he said something like his American promos are working for me.
They're working
He's wearing the Patriot like kind of colors and things like that. It's kind of works. And anything about TNA, sir? I have a question. We don't have to put anyone for TNA, but it's just a question to throw out there. Do you think Joe Hendry captures NXT gold? NXT gold first or TNA gold?
I think TNA gold. I don't know that WWE has it in them to give a championship to TNA. I feel like they had it perfectly with the Rascals and Zachary and Wesley, and they chose to go with a Wesley heel turn instead of giving them the championships. And that would have only been half of the titles going to TNA, and they still didn't pull the trigger on that, only for the next week for them to do a tag team title change that they could have done the week before. I don't think WWE has any desire to give TNA any of their titles. I'm going to say a TNA title before an NXT title.
Okay. So let's just put Joe Hendry down for TNA. Alrighty, dighty. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your new heat order. This is the best thing. And again, if you want to keep an eye on all the, I use a different marker, so I apologize. These graphics are not that great. At number 10, we got Gunther. Number 9, Randy Orton. Number 8, Cody Rhodes. Number 7, LA Knight. Number 6, CM Punk. Number 5, Drew McIntyre. Number 4, Bronson Reed. Number 3, Terror Twins. Number 2, Dom and Liv. Number 1, Roman Reigns. NXT, Wesley. AEW, MJF. And TNA, Joe Henry. My last question for the show. I lost it. I lost it. I was just going through the list. Do you think The Miz... Where's the Miz go? I mean, obviously they're shelved R-Truth for a while.
Yeah, I think he's Bronson Reed's first feud. You know, like Miz coming in to step up for R-Truth.
Isn't it a shame? And I think this is a great food for thought as we leave and close this Wrestling is Cool. We talked about the gambits and the variants that we won't see Miz heel for a while.
It's possible. I do think that we see it eventually. I don't think it's a never, but I think it's going to be a while. I think it's going to be a hot minute.
It's a bummer because it's one of those situations where he is a better heel than he is a face.
Sure.
But he is one of those he's in that nebulous now. I keep saying that word, but he's in that level of he's always will be revered because he's such a veteran. But I'm just going back to LA Knight's past feuds, and that Miz and LA Knight feud was really good for the Miz.
Yeah, I think the Miz was cooking LA Knight for a bit. Yeah.
Right. And they probably had to tell like, hey, slow down, Miz. Hey, whoa, put that down, dude. Put that.
Sorry. Dude, the amount of comments that I got, like, I didn't know you were big during that vlog. It's great. It's a great feeling.
I don't know why you have that Ninja Turtle backpack. What else did you have in there?
Oh, that was like there's like just camera stuff.
What are you, Steven Spielberg? Why do you have all that camera stuff?
Because I'm carrying things, bro. So like when we walk back, like we don't have to keep the camera in our hand. We can put it in the bag.
Who was with you? You said we.
A buddy that was helping me with camera work.
Oh wow. Did you put them in a hotel or you make them sleep on the couch?
They were only there for the day. They drove back to where they were from.
Didn't let them sleep with you, huh? Wow. Would you let me sleep on the floor of your hotel room or in the bed?
Floor. Yeah.
Santi.
Yeah. After what, do you think you can kick me off of like various trains and you can jump in the Santi bed? You're kicked out of the Santi bed. You're banned. You're banned from the Santi bed.
Come on. I don't king size bed. I get one quarter, you get the other. Zesty Pin Brothers.
No.
Together forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Wrestling is Cool podcast. I think this is the longest episode we've ever done. Sancho.
Longer than the PLE.
What do you want to tell the people? What are we at? What are we shilling today?
Wow. Yeah, 2 hours and 30 minutes. I absolutely adore the Wrestling is Cool fandom. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much if you're listening this far. The one thing I want to talk about is there's a new Patreon show that I'm kind of kicking around that I'm going to do it's taking a page from Kind of Funny called Royal Rumble in Review. And this is a little bit different because in the past I did it where it was just a video of me talking about the Royal Rumble. But I think this time I'm going to have on Patreon where I show the Royal Rumble and then I rate the Royal Rumble and then we rank the Royal Rumble. I think that's
the match really, or the really entire cool. PLE?
Just the match.
Okay.
I think I'll do the men's, and then I'm not starting with number 1. I don't want to see Hacksaw Jim Duggan win. I think we're going to start with 96. Okay. I think that was the big one, We're going to start there, and then we're going to rank them. I think it'd be a fun series to do, because I would love to do, we were doing on Patreon, me watching the Ruthless Aggression, but I think it is double dipping into the Match Club, because there's so many great matches that we've been watching in Match Club in the Ruthless Aggression era. That's been fun to watch with you, Santi, because you gave me the backstory and you catch me up to things rather than me guessing, like, why are they feuding? Does that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely want to do the Royal Rumble. I love Royal Rumbles. It's one of my favorite PLEs to watch because it's such a fun gimmick match. And I think it's cool to see who the WWE wanted to put the belt on, who wanted to be jump-started into the main event. So that's going to happen very, very soon.
It's going to be fun.
And it's going to be very edited. It's going to be edited a little bit. It's going to be a little bit polished. A little bit polished.
Shit, I'm dropping things. What is it going to be like? The new Heat Order graphics? You're just going to write down Royal Rumble 95 is better than 97.
No, it's gonna be a little bit more than that. I kind of want to put more behind it. I just think like it's gonna be an hour long plus show because the Royal Rumbles are usually an hour long, and I think we're gonna have fun. I wanted to give people something long to watch because I think people do find some comfort in wrestling content that's long, like a good long form.
Well, if that's the case, they're going to love this podcast, nearly 3 hours. An extra special thank you goes out to our $15 patrons. Thank you so much for your support.
Solo but duo.
Exclamation mark 0, the half-used bottle of baby oil on Santi's desk. Congratulations, you figured out how to be number 1 on this. 000 Santi, F you, I'm first now. Hi, you idiot. 2022 Benjamin, a big Santi and WWE Jesus Dominic Mysterio simp. Aaron Garcia, AC Big Mac, Adam McLeod, Adrian Jones, Adrian Liu, Akira Kemp, Alex Ragel, Alan Crockett, Andy Taylor, Anita Maxwin, Asperlitz, Ozzy Kingslayer, Austin Weaver, author LM Wittenhagen, B Nation Betancourt, Bard Rushton, Ben Calloway, Ben Davis, B Hostile, Big Poppy Sasquatch, BK So Chill, Blake Kimball, Blake, Brady
That's a great
Keaton.
name, dude.
Which one?
BK So Chill.
BK So Chill, right? Brandon, we're in the wall of Brandon's here. Brandon Cannell, Brandon Shire, Braden Mazur, Brian Dardis, Bryce Burt, Buxo, Caleb Lee, Caleb Owens, Call Sign Caveman, Cal Wood, Cameron Noel, Carter, CB, Chupapi, Chickpea Bean, Christian Billick, Christian Ornsby, Colin Roach, Connor Williamson, Crunchy Tomato, Danny the Chat GF, Dar, DJ Broadnax, DJ S, Drew Ashford, Dumsky, Dylan Harris, Eric Theory Gonzalez, Ethan Latch, Isatch, Goopy Doopy Loopy Poop, Fish Reel, Fletcher Walpool, Forever Wrestling, Gamerscape, Garrett Coons, George Valdez, Gilbert Deans, Goated Sean, GXA Man, Harley McClure. I'm Troy McClure.
Mm-hmm.
Hassan Aziz, Hayden Thornton, Heigl Veneer Helderson. I am the real John Cena, bracket, real, okay? I Crazy Dude Sancho, did you know he's my favorite? Issa David, Issa Minsta, I'm gonna nut in Santi's protein shake. Jackson Conley, Jacob Marcil, Jacob Pena, Jacob Staffel, James Abel, James Brian Belugo, Jessam Alcazar, Javier Arenas, Javier Rodriguez, Jalen Steele, Jennifer Johnson, Jeremy C. Moreau, Joe Velez, John Cena, John Diagidio, Jonah, Jonathan Daly, Jordan Lynch, Jorge Caballero, Joshua Warwick, Juan Verduzco, Judson Daniels, Juice Man Jeremy, Justin Perkins, Caden Rivers, Contarius Jackson, Candine, Kisa, Lil Shifu, Liz, Gaming, Malik Graham, Manly Man, Manu, Manuel Marufo, Marcos Gonzalez, Mason Kirk, Mason Lott, Michael Dean, Michael Glass, Michael Walter, Muhammad Akram Al Madawi, Muhammad Al Badai, Monte Moore, Mountain Paz, Mabusher Khan, Nellanzak, Nicholas Kyle, Nighthawk, Papaya King, Patrick Gripaldi, Peach Mania, Prince Vegeta, Quadruple R, Rusty Red, Rocket Robertson, Regan, Reaper God, Reese Dowd, Ricky Dutcher, Roberto Dickbutt, Rocky B, Rodolfo Reyes, Roey Levy, Ryan Williams, Riley, Sancho Mania, Will Run Wild, Santi Zap, Stinky Toes, Saudi Rick Boogs. Again, we won more nationalities of Rick Boogs in these. Yes. Screamo Scott, Serenity, Seth, Shane, Sherry, Silverfoot, Solo So Fat, we should call him a duo, Spencer, Shinard, Squishy. You can't laugh at it every week.
It's my favorite name now.
Star Wars Lover G, Stephen Rhodes, Stephen May, Stucky, Sugar Shane, Sullivan Mayer, Super Malachi Galaxy, Tanisha Jones. You might have 2 memberships. Just maybe look at that. The Gaming Freak YouTube, the B-Meister, the Joe Man, the McBro, TM, Tobias Burnett, Tom Lehman, Trent Head, 2 Crown Walker, Wesley Simpson, Wesley Vandestein, Whip One, Will Tempton, Zan Frank, Javier Izquierdo, Yao Parda, Zappola, and Zerg Zito. Oh, we also have, quote, exclamation mark, hey, Santi, a.k.a. Hawaiian Rick Boogs, a.k.a. Lord BB&J. I think you screwed up. I think you were trying to be number one by putting quotations, and it pushed it to the end.
I said he should be the last. I said he should be. We need the last one to be too, and he became the last one.
There we go. I wonder if that was on purpose or if you just screwed up.
I think it was because I called for it.
You did call for it. You did call for it. So who's going to be the last one? Yeah. Who's going to beat this guy? Lord BB&J. All right, folks. Thank you so much for watching this marathon episode of the Wrestling School Podcast. You guys want to get to I know that you do. Thank you very much for watching, listening, whatever it might be. Take care and be wonderful people.